Welcome to ThaBoxingvoice.com, official boxing radio show. Our radio show will provide in-depth international coverage of the sport of boxing. You'll receive your daily boxing news and headlines, as well as pre-fight previews on upcoming fights, along with a detailed review of every fight, the aftermath, and its results. Our audience is second to none, with callers from all over the world. Tune in once and become addicted. The difference between us and most is our continued efforts to prioritize the boxing fans, putting them first, giving them the platform to express their angers and their celebrations when they pick the winner correctly or incorrectly. Call in and voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline, 646-478-3068. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and Blog Talk Radio to receive one email whenever a show is scheduled, because we do spontaneous shows you wouldn't want to miss. Follow us on all social networks at The Boxing Voice.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Voice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice, and today is going to be Sunday, September 6th edition of the Boxing Voice, and we will be recapping the Jamie McDonnell-Tomoki Kameda fight, which ended in another controversial win for Jamie McDonnell. Everybody in the UK definitely has McDonnell winning, and a lot of U.S. media seeing Kameda winning. We'll also discuss Anthony Dirrell cruising to an easy win versus Marco Antonio Rubio. Remember to keep using that hashtag TBV podcast if you want your tweets mentioned on the show. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, the number to call in is 646-478-3068, and we're going to talk some boxing. Obviously, a couple of things in the headlines that we may get to, but definitely a lot of recaps to get to. Some stuff happening overseas, Tony Bellew, also Martin Murray. So we'll get all into that right after we introduce, our hosts here. We have, of course, up first,
fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Boxing fans, here's Jameson.
Well, I know a lot of people want to complain about, the level of competition that we got in the fights this weekend, or the level in which the fighters were. We got a lot of fights this weekend in a month that HBO's not doing anything, and people like to complain and say, oh, well, these fights aren't worth on TV. I personally would rather these fights than not having anything at all, waiting for a lot of this stuff to simmer. So I'm excited to talk about it. There's a lot of fights around the world that I thought were good, specifically the Martin Murray fight. I thought he was a very interesting player now at super middleweight, so I'll pass it over to Enrique, but I can't wait to get into it.
Go ahead, Enrique. Go ahead, jump in.
What's up, man? Yeah, man. Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight, too.
Just stay focused, stay working my jab, and using my fundamentals.
As you saying, right? Boxing Voice.
Because if you come to fight, then I'm going to have to look for you, man.
As you saying, right? Boxing Voice.
Yo, what's up, people, listeners? I had a great weekend, fresh off the top. The Tomoki Kameda versus McDonnell. I saw it late, 8th round, and I don't know what all the controversy's about, but this fight was not what I expected. I remember Nestor saying, you didn't see this fight, and Reese Robbie was like, it was a huge fight on PBC early this year. Yeah, then, the memorable part was the blonde Asian, and I was expecting fireworks, and I don't know, maybe the ropes being black didn't get my attention that strong on this fight, but I don't see a controversy at all. So I'm looking forward to see what people point out that I missed.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Well, good evening, everybody. I definitely cannot wait to talk about this Kameda McDonnell fight. I'm very disappointed by the outcome. I don't know what else to say because I don't want to get into it, but until we're ready to. But good fight, but wrong result in my opinion.
That seems to be the general consensus on Twitter for sure, social media. But we also have a lot of fights to talk about. We can't forget to remind you guys that we're going to be talking about Diego De La Hoya. He looked pretty good versus Jesus Ruiz, winning by 10-round unanimous decision in the featherweight division. And Everton Lopes as well defeated Omar Tienda by 8-round majority decision to keep his undefeated record. So definitely some other fights out there to talk about. But I want to pass it to James. James, because I'm getting the feeling that you felt the right winner was chosen today, Sunday boxing. I really like that. I'll tell you that. It was fun to have some boxing on Sunday, even though the show was like an hour later. I like it. I like it for it to be fresh in my mind.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, I did agree that it's a very close fight. The first fight I did obviously give to McDonnell. I felt like he did enough, but and in this fight too, I think he did enough. Kameda came on early and he did, a lot of good. He just did a lot of flashy punches. He landed the better shots a lot more than Jamie McDonnell did in this fight early anyway. But again, it's the second half of the fight that always kind of dictates what's going to happen between these two fighters. I mean, the moment that McDonnell was able to start pressuring Kameda, he stopped with his speed and more of it with this power punching more style to it. It just didn't really suit him too well. He wasn't able to fight backing up. Now, if he's coming forward and he gets those punches going, it's beautiful to look at. But a lot of them were missing. And Jamie McDonnell, I felt myself kind of flip-flopping on how I'm kind of judging some of these rounds. One round I would give it to McDonnell for his jab, and then another round I didn't feel his jab would be landing at all, and Kameda landed the bigger shots. So a lot of people out there have it, heavy one way and heavy a lot of way. I'm kind of right down the middle. I had it 115-112, just like one of the judges did. I thought it was a close competitive fight. If you had it, swinging for Kameda, I don't really want to say this is a robbery because I still don't think that he won this fight. He won, I think McDonnell won by 2 rounds at least. And, it was just his ability to stay consistent throughout the fight, and his punches seemed to me landing more and more, landing harder. He just changed up the pace a little bit. Kameda got a little bit tired, and I really just think that, Kameda came up short again, and that's what we're going to see with him if they fought 100 times. I think that fight's going to keep looking the way we saw it today. But, yeah, that's all I got to say, I guess. Kameda, the biggest issue with Kameda is that he can't fight backing up. If he's able to come forward, he looks great. Other than that, he gets tired and doesn't throw combinations the way he used to earlier in the fight. So I thought McDonnell won this fight, and I don't think there's controversy.
Robbie.
Well, maybe it's the early start time, but I liked what Kameda did today. He came out with a different game plan this time around and seemed to be executing it. I don't know. I was just flabbergasted when I heard the scores because, I thought Kameda was doing more in the fight to actually win. I mean, McDonnell had a cut. He had a bloody nose. His face was more marked up. Kameda's face doesn't even look like he was in a fight. Like I said, maybe it's the early start time. I don't know, but I did not see McDonnell winning. But hey, I guess he's going to move up to 122 now, and maybe we'll see what he does up there. But the first time it was questionable. It was a great fight. This time I thought it was a wider margin, and I thought it would be an obvious winner, and it was. But the judges, in my opinion, chose the wrong person. That's all I got for this one, I guess.
Casual.
Controversy? Hell nah. I agreed with the judges. I saw the last 4 rounds, and I saw Kamada's head whipping back a lot, and that's what I look for in a winner. And when I saw, I don't know who the unofficial scorekeeper was, televised, I was like, oh, hell no. It was like a shutout. It was like 98-92 for Kameda, and I was disagreeing. I was like, wow, how's that? But, he won. McDonnell's won, and I agree.
Yo, in the beginning, people didn't like they didn't know where we were going with this casual fan person here. And, man, you live up to your name every week. You caught the fight the last 4 rounds, and because of that, you got a winner.
No, because of that, I was judging it like, wow, he won the 8th round. Wow, he won the 9th round. 10th round, they show the scorecards. I'm like...
But Enrique, what about the other 8 rounds, man?
You're absolutely right. And I was saying to myself, well, probably I missed something. But I see Kameda getting hit a lot, not once and twice throughout the round, a couple times throughout the round, several times rather. So I was just like I was surprised to hear, oh, you lost, you won a controversial win. I was like, oh, nah, hell no. I agreed. So I mean, yeah, you're right. I missed the first 8 rounds, but what I saw, the guy looked like he was a winner, you know.
Yo, I just want to note that it would be important to watch the first 8 rounds when wanting to judge a fight.
It would be
But I
important.
will say this. Listen, first I want to start off by saying that 4 o'clock Eastern time wasn't a bad time for me. I'm usually here anyway. I start getting ready for the show 1 hour after. So, you know, Sev came over, Jersey Sev in the building. So he came over and we watched the fights together. And it felt good to watch boxing on a Sunday. You know, I felt like a football fan. You know, it was my football Sunday, and I was happy about that. Now, thank God for McDonnell and Kameda, first of all, because that main event wasn't a main event. But we'll get into that now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with James. I think that Kameda was fighting very well off the back and definitely moving in the first couple of rounds too. Let's just say for 1 through 3, I don't have any problem giving those first 3 rounds to Kameda based off that piston-like jab, just the way he controlled the distance, the way that he kept turning McDonnell and making McDonnell miss heavy. I think that he fought well off the back foot. I do believe that he, you know, because they said that they were both so in shape, and they did show that, but I do feel that Kameda did slow down. He stopped retreating using the jab. See, in the beginning and definitely the first 4 to 5 rounds, he was definitely pumping the jab on his way back or out of whatever danger. But then it became a time where he was just backing up Keith Thurman style with the high earmuffs, and that's when McDonnell was able to capitalize. Now, I want to say Jamie McDonnell is big as hell. I want to see him in person because he looks so much bigger than Tomoki Kameda, and it was just ridiculous. Even in clinches, Kameda would try to, like, there was times where they clinched and McDonnell's head was down, obviously, and underneath Kameda's underarm. He would be picking him up. He would be on his tippy toes. He's too little, this guy. And if Robbie's right and they said something on, like, NBC Sports Network that McDonnell's going to be moving up, I'm excited to see him. You know, the funny thing is Jersey Sev was here watching the fight, and he feels that McDonnell right now beats Leo Santa Cruz, which I don't know. I don't know about that because there was a lot of times where McDonnell had his hands in his pocket, and that was based off the piston-like jab of Kameda. So a guy like Santa Cruz with heavy output, that's a whole different cup of tea there. But I'm going to say I think it was a bad decision. I do think that Kameda did enough. I think that, you know, it wasn't as wide as the judges had it for you know, that's for sure. But if it was going to be like that, it was definitely in Kameda's favor. But again, you guys know my style is boxers. This guy, to me, he was landing that check left hook. He was doubling up on that left hook. I mean, like, how good is McDonnell if you're getting hit with the same punch back to back? Like, and I'm not talking about like, okay, in this 10 seconds, I hit you with a left hook, then 10 seconds later. No, it was a double left hook, like numerous times. And that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's a fight. You're supposed to get hit. But Robbie made a good point about, you know, the fact that Kameda, his face looked nothing like McDonnell's. McDonnell was the one that looked like he was the one losing the fight. He kept making the fight. I will say that. He kept bringing the fight to Kameda, but Kameda took it upon himself from the first round to play the counterpunches. So I didn't think that any roles were reversed. Now, I will say that knockdown, it was a legit knockdown. I mean, you know, he set it up with the jab and he landed the right hand. It was a short right hand. He didn't get to fully extend it because Kameda was already slipping, but, you know, the knockdown was caused by a punch. Scores, man, look, I'll tell you this. Sev came over and he called a couple of minutes before he was coming, like maybe 30 minutes before. I had already ordered sushi, so like I was in the middle of eating sushi. I stopped literally scoring this one 8 rounds through, but I had Kameda up significantly, where even the knockdown and the final 4 rounds all going to McDonnell wouldn't give him a win. I don't know. I mean, I'm not arguing with it because I followed the hashtag, which was hashtag McDonnell Kameda, and it was split. every tweet that I seen, you know, even from the beginning of the fight too, like some guys had it 3-0, some guys had it 3-1, some guys had it 2-2. It was really, you know, even amongst the fans, but I will say there was an overwhelming UK McDonnell push, and that's, you know, that's obvious. That's the way that it should be. But this is a fight that requires a second watch for me if it's considered quote unquote controversial. I felt Kameda deserved the win. You know, if this show snowballs into so many people split down the middle, then I'll have to go rewatch it. I would have rewatched it given the right time, but this is a Sunday fight. This is not Saturday, because, you know, we would have watched the Saturday night. I would have woke up and seen like hundreds of tweets talking about, oh, this is a robbery. No, this is not a robbery. And it's like, damn, we got to do the research because they're going to ask about it. And I would have, you know, but there was no time. So this is off my first watch, and, you know, in the middle of eating sushi. But I still very much, I kept, you know, mentioning to Sev, like, man, look at Kameda. Like, those first 5 rounds, man, he looked really sharp to me, really sharp. And I was
I think when I think when you do go back and eventually do watch it, I think you're going to see a little bit different than maybe what you did the first time, because Kameda did look sharp, and in this fight, I'll give him credit. In the last fight, he kind of came out a bit wild and a bit fast, and that's when I think he actually caught McDonnell in the first fight and knocked him down, and that kind of, you know, set the pace for the rest of the rounds, where McDonnell kind of came back with a little bit of a vengeance. But, you know, it was the way, when I say I thought Kameda was like having issues backing up, is that he changed his fight style. When he was standing in front of McDonnell and he was kind of pushing him back and, you know, making him circle around the ropes and just use that jab to keep him off him, that jab was used more as a defense when he was actually coming forward on him. Then Kameda would put a good, you know, combination together, shoot up the middle through good body shots, uppercuts, and it would look dazzling, yes. But the more he kind of got pushed back, the less those were accurate, and the more that McDonnell was able to block them. And the biggest problem is that when he was coming back, McDonnell's jab turned in from being a defensive punch to an offensive punch, and that's where I think the tide shifted. And now I will say Kameda did, you know, in certain parts of the rounds back McDonnell down, because there was a good ebb and flow to this fight, where one fighter would, you know, he would land consistently through the first minute, then Kameda would land through the second minute, and it was kind of that last minute that really dictated who won the rounds. But I thought the times I gave it to Kameda, I thought he landed more cleaner, effective punching. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. But with the rounds I didn't give to him, I didn't see much really landing, or it would be one big shot, and it didn't really, I guess, overpower what I thought McDonnell did. So I feel, you know, I can say when people, I can understand when people say this is one of those, you know, I thought Kameda won the fight like you did, because this is how you score fights. And in this fight, I'm going to be 100% honest. I was very inconsistent. One round, like I said, I gave the McDonnell for jab, and the other round I gave it for Kameda's activity. And then the very next round, I would almost split it, because I had to really see who took control of the ring, and who it was other factors. Like we always talk about the 4 criteria of boxing. You almost had to look at that more so in this fight than you had any other fight. So I was really happy with the way it turned out. I felt it was a good strategic little back and forth match. I see a lot of people talking shit about the PBC card once again, because unfortunately these two fighters have the burden to bear with that PBC name. But I thought it was good, and I thought it was a technical, I don't want to say masterpiece, but I want to say like it was a good chess match is what I like to say. And you know, sometimes you get this where the fast puncher and the boxer that has the good, you know, decent power are able to see who kind of comes out on top. So I enjoyed this fight. We're gonna get into the main event, because I thought the main event was a complete snooze fest. I thought Anthony Dirrell turned a stay busy fight into like what looked like a step up fight for him, where he was kind of like taking his first step up into the bedroom. Anthony Dirrell, my bad, but yeah, I think Anthony Dirrell in the next fight, we'll get more into. I'll let you lead off with that, but I'm glad, like you said, that this fight was there, because that Dirrell fight was almost unbearable for me to watch, and I don't say that often.
You're right. It wasn't.
That being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat my crow for picking Kameda. He didn't officially get the win.
Do it again there, Ness, because I need crow also.
Damn, I haven't eaten crow in a long time. I'm feeling good.
Sounds like a drug. I need crow also.
Straight to the vein.
You picked wrong?
I didn't pick wrong.
I didn't pick. I picked Dirrell. I didn't pick off the Kameda fight.
Okay. So you don't need no crow.
No, I was just repeating Robbie. It just sounded like a drug. I need crow also. Yeah.
So, casual fan, you were about to say something when I interrupted you with the crow soundbite?
Yeah, I was gonna get back to the Kameda saying that even though I only saw the last 8 rounds, last 4 rounds, the first thing I noticed was McDonald's jab, and then after that followed, Kameda would do some work, but his head would whiplash the most. Now, of course, you're right. How do I judge if I didn't see the first part, the 3/4 of it? But the controversial interview surprised me. I was like, controversial, and now everybody's saying controversial. So I was wondering what I missed, and no one still hasn't said anything but the first 5 rounds.
You missed a lot of Kameda punches early. That's the problem with with this fight, is that Kameda once again came on strong. So the part you missed is the best parts that Kameda, I thought, had. I had him winning 1 round, I think. It was the 11th or the 10th or something like that. And I thought McDonnell basically took over the second half of the fight. But what you missed was a good push forward in the beginning of the fight by Kameda. I go back and watch it. You can find out PBC fights on YouTube, like basically the day after.
Right, but you did say he took over in the second half, McDonald.
Absolutely, that's why I thought he won the fight.
Yeah, but he's also one guy out of the panel,
I'm the second guy who witnessed that.
And then I don't think that he took over the second half.
When I say he took over, I mean that he won in all my rounds, or on all my rounds. I don't think that he took over dominantly, but I think he started winning the rounds more consistently than he did the first half.
I'm disagreeing that it's a controversial win. That's what I'm disagreeing on based off what I saw.
Well,
but I must have missed a shutout. First 8 rounds must have been a shutout, or first 7,
Well, the best thing to do is get to the main event, and then, we take it to the streets, man. Because the chat definitely seems to be split. I'm looking at people and they're calling each other names on this one. So it's not like everyone is saying McDonnell. I mean, there's definitely people saying Kameda got robbed in the chat. So we're gonna take it to the streets. You know the number 646-478-3068 right after this Anthony Dirrell, which should be quick because who wants to go first on this one? I'll go last.
I'll go first because Jameson called it a snooze fest. I absolutely snoozed on it. Over the weekend I was watching a lot of Berto videos and Mayweather videos, and the doghouse fights that Mayweather had were way more exciting than that main event, even though they were like nobody's or sometimes just Mayweather getting busy. So yeah, Dirrell won. Obviously, Rubio looked a little flabby. I think he should retire, as the ringside analysis was talking about. Snooze fest. So maybe Dirrell should go back after Badu Jack. Maybe see where he's about that time around.
No, I think before he gets another shot at Badu Jack casual, I think he needs to actually prove that he deserves another shot, because this is a horrible mismatch. You had a guy in Marco Antonio Rubio that does not belong in the ring anymore. He looked absolutely awful. And Dirrell was this was a setup for him. He was supposed to come out and look good and knock this guy out. And he basically carried him the entire fight. Didn't even attempt to hurt him or do any significant damage to him. This was horrible. And he needs to step his game up and actually fight somebody that's going to fight back to see if he's worthy of having a title shot against Badu Jack or anybody else in the 168-pound division. I'm glad the Kameda McDonnell fight was there, because this main event wasn't worth watching. The only saving grace is it was free and we didn't have to pay for it. That's all I've got. James?
When I was watching this fight, the only thing that came to mind is, you remember that Chappelle sketch that it was like keeping it real, when keeping it real goes wrong? This is when staying busy goes wrong, because this was a lose-lose situation. If you went in there and you knocked out Rubio, you did what you should have did, because he already got knocked out, but then this happens. Al Heyman must be on his little computer at home freaking out, because, when you see this happen, you wanted him to go in and do so well, and he hit Rubio with some hard shots. The biggest problem that was striking in this fight for me with Dirrell is that he almost overcommitted on combinations only to the head or only to the body. And what I mean by that is that he'd throw a 3-punch combination upstairs, ignoring the body. He would throw a 4-punch combination to the body, ignoring the head. So he just kept going. Like, he would throw to the body and throw the head, but never alternate his punches. And Rubio almost can see this. So he would shell up real quick, weather the attack, and then just come right back in at him. So, I just can't help but feel that this fight really backfired on him. I think it was really bad. It really I think this should have been the opening bout to McDowell Kameda. I think that boxing fans might have enjoyed that split a little, or I guess casual fans would have enjoyed that flip-flop a little bit more. But, I mean, this only looks bad for Dirrell. I can't help but feel if, someone else that was in action this week, I mean, Martin Murray fought a Dirrell brother. I think he beat both of them right now, and he's moving up in weight. So, the more I see from them, the less I get excited about them because, the two Badu Jack fights with Dirrell, he's a very awkward fighter, and I thought that, not Badu Jack, sorry, Sake Obika. I think that Sake Obika is a very awkward fighter, and to do what he did with him in both of those fights, I was really impressed by it. But ever since then, I haven't seen anything from him. Badu Jack I'm not sold to see how good of a fighter he truly is yet. So I don't know how that loss is going to look on him. If Badu Jack goes in there and ices out George Groves, that's not going to look so bad. But if George Groves goes out there and knocks out Badu Jack, I mean, it's only going to make Dirrell look so much worse. So I really didn't enjoy this fight, but I got a lot from it, if that makes sense. I learned a lot about Dirrell, and the more I see, the more I sour on him. So.
Well, I'll say that Dirrell was not a snooze fest, but it was a fight that felt like it was lingering. And what has to be said, being a rational, fairly intelligent man, I can understand that the perception of Rubio is that he is done. But again, being a rational thinking man, I understand that he weighed in around 188 pounds versus Triple G on the night of the fight, but the day of the fight, he struggled to make weight. So that means that the guy was weight drained, didn't feel well. In this fight, Jersey Seb, like I said, he was here watching the fight with me, and he said something, that really stuck out. Rubio looked like he was coming into this fight to win. You could tell that from his ring entrance to before the bell ringing, the way that he was pacing back and forth. He didn't have that body language when he faced Triple G. This was a different guy. He did hire a new trainer. He did hire Nacho Bernstein. This is not a guy that's coming in here to just take a check. Wow. There may be a lot of people that are suggesting that. And also, again, what I'm bringing this up for is everyone expected Dirrell to get a knockout. I expected Dirrell to get a knockout. But I think that, one, Dirrell isn't as good as we thought. Two, Rubio is durable when at a weight that he could fight at. That he doesn't need to struggle to make it. Dirrell landed everything in the kitchen sink. Combinations, uppercuts, overhand rights, everything. He did everything. But it didn't affect Rubio. Rubio's face, he didn't look like he was in a fight. Dirrell looked like he was in a bad fight. That right eye was swollen, cut. It was all messed up. I didn't understand. Again, I was kind of let down by Anthony Dirrell because the perception is Gennady Golovkin, 160-pounder, knocked this dude out, and I don't know how many rounds, but I know it didn't even go past 3, So I'll throw this out there to the guys that are going to call in, right? Keep in mind, you either got to, A, believe that Rubio was 100% for Golovkin, and then give Golovkin a shitload of credit for knocking out Rubio in, 2-3 rounds? Because he moved up to 168 and 168-pounder, the puncher of the two brothers, couldn't knock out Rubio. I just don't even know what to take from this. Like he's doing backflips in the ring and shit. Like, this is a tune-up, okay? We know this is a tune-up. I'm just not mad because I like to watch all boxing. You guys got to understand, it's not that Nestor likes PBC or any one network. No, I like all boxing, and I'm not like you guys. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch football, hockey. Some of you dudes even watch the fucking soccer. I don't do that. All I got is boxing. So I don't care who's putting it on at what channel, I'm watching it. And, I wanted to see both of these guys come back if that's what they're going to do off after losses, but neither one really impressed me because Marco Antonio Rubio, while he had a different body language and demeanor, he didn't really physically show that he wanted to win the fight. He didn't throw enough punches, and he wasn't hurting Dirrell that much either. He swolled his face up a little bit, but neither guy could really hurt each other. I mean, I don't know. And again, Dirrell looked good because I like boxers. He was jabbing to the body. He was going up and down. He was working combinations, but it was kind of underwhelming and unfulfilling when you see a guy where the skill level is so apart from his opponent, and he couldn't close the show. You know, it was a 10-round fight, and you couldn't close the show. Like, I don't know, man. I needed you to close the show.
With me, though, I think what separates the Rubio that was in the Golovkin fight and the Rubio that we saw today, I mean, yes, there's, the weight drain could have definitely affected him. I don't want to say that. But I also think psychologically, when you're walking into the StubHub Center and, you're really expecting the entire place to erupt because there's a lot of Mexican fan base out there, and the entire time it's being built up as Mexican style, and then you have this Kazakhstani fighter that's getting all the attention when you yourself are Mexican as well. Or not even as well, but you yourself are the only Mexican in the ring. And you basically, your entire nation who's been behind you the entire time is now going for the other fighter. I believe that's going to hurt you a little bit going into the ring. It's going to break you down when the entire arena of your people are supposed to be cheering for you, and they're cheering for the other guy. So to me, I will give credit for Gennady Golovkin doing this, because I think that no matter what, even at the fight, if you fought him at 168, I think this fight would have been the same thing. But the biggest problem in this fight is that I do believe Rubio came in for the paycheck, but after a few rounds realized I actually have a shot in this not to go out. And that's the biggest problem, is because, like, the first few rounds, you see him get hit, and he was just banging his chest, telling him to come on, and, kind of puffing himself up like a big bullfrog, but he's not really doing much for it. So that, to me, mean like he was sitting there to get punched, and Dirrell didn't do anything. He didn't capitalize on the opportunities I thought he had.
James, I'm going to interrupt you because I just don't want to lose my train of thought, but I think it's very unfair to you without any type of facts to say that he did come in for a paycheck. First of all, we both know, even if we're playing Fight Night on PlayStation, fucking trainer like Nacho costs him 50 G's, okay? No one's upgrading their trainer to take a dive, okay? Why pay more money out your pocket? You know what I'm saying? When you're cashing yourself out, or you're just there for a paycheck, you don't spend some of that money and give a percentage to a well-known trainer who's taking a percentage. I mean, we all remember Emmanuel Stewart and Gamboa, and why Gamboa didn't go to Emmanuel Stewart. He didn't want to give up that percentage. Cotto didn't want to give up the percentage. That's why he left Emmanuel Stewart. Like, we know what it is, dog. These trainers cost money. Let's not act like Rubio, I mean, what? Is he a conspiracy theorist and he's covering his fucking tracks? He's like, no, James is gonna think I'm taking a dive and I want just the money. So you know what? I'm gonna hire a trainer so nobody really thinks it. Makes no sense.
Give me the number. Give me the numbers. Does Nacho Beristain have a lower percentage than Robert Garcia? Robert Garcia might ask for a little bit more. Wow. So if you are going in there you go.
That's a snappy, jazzy comeback. I'll tell you that. I got no, because that makes sense. Maybe Robert Garcia right now, today, because of all the marquee fighters he's had, all the big rings he's been in, charges more than Beristain. I don't know.
And I'm not saying, I don't want to be I hate when people say fighters go in there to lose, but to me, he seemed like a fighter that didn't think he was going to win from the start. And then his confidence grew because Dirrell was there to get hit, and he realized he could take the power. So that's what I'm saying, that I felt like maybe he didn't come in there for a per se paycheck, but what I'm saying is that he went in there knowing he'd probably lose this fight regardless if it's on the canvas or on the cards. That's how he fought early, and it was only until he had a little bit of success did he actually start kind of getting a little bit of confidence.
I think he was coming in to win, man. The 12th round, he came in. Before the bell rang for the 12th round to start, he was jumping around and went after Dirrell. So I was kind of hoping that he did something special. But again, Dirrell, landed the better shots. But like you said, man, I was wondering, Ringside Robbie did. I was wondering would they put him to redeem himself right away against Badu Jack, and Ringside Robbie broke it down to me. So he gave it a good perspective, saying that he got to fight someone again, another step-up fighter, because who is Rubio, right?
Yeah, plus Badu Jack has George Groves issues right now, which I don't think is a blowout.
Also, I thought trainers are a flat percentage. I thought you get paid $1 million and your trainer is like a 15% guy or 18% guy. So
it will cap out. If someone like Mayweather ain't paying 25% to someone. So once you reach a certain, typically you'll get like a cap of like X amount of money or this percentage, whichever is greater.
Right. All right, so James, I want to bring up the fact that about the Amazon link, obviously, because I need people to continue to use it to keep these lights on. But is it in effect now? Because I did receive one message. Anyway, is it working? Is it the same Amazon dot?
Let me take a look, because it was working. It was off the account. Yeah, it's working now. So yeah, Amazon.ThaBoxingVoice.com works. Also, be sure to check back, take a look at our shirts. It's ThaBoxingVoice.com/store. Got plenty of shirts brand new up, and then plenty of them coming. So keep a lookout for that. But make sure you bookmark that Amazon.TheBoxingVoice. It does nothing for you. All you have to do is hit the Amazon button, and it supports us. There's no extra fees. It's not like it's lower or higher prices because you're going through our link. Support us. This is the little things that keep our lights on and Ness being able to grind the way he does.
Yo, it's interesting, man. I'm ready to open up these phone calls. I will say this. This is gonna be, a quick show, obviously. So I want everyone who wants to talk to call 646-478-3068. But make sure that you press 1 before 8:30, because I can't guarantee I'm gonna get to everybody. There's no sense in doing a 4-hour show on one card. And it wasn't, it wasn't that great. That being said, we're gonna take it to the streets. Waiting the longest, Randall from Tampa. What's going on, brother?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
We're good.
Hey, I had Kameda winning that fight tonight. I had a 117-112. But what I will say is I had a lot of close rounds. I had 3 even rounds. I believe the 5th, the 10th, and the 12th round. I had them even. So if we gave all those rounds to McDonnell, he would have won by 1 point on my scorecard. So I'm not saying it was a robbery. I thought the fight was real close, but Kameda stole, in my opinion, he stole a lot of rounds late. It was some real close rounds, and he would end with a flurry in the last 20 seconds. So I mean, you could be anywhere with that fight. So I can't really say it's a robbery, even though I thought the wrong guy won tonight. But what's y'all's thoughts on that?
Well, you and I basically seen it the same way, and obviously you were listening, so you know that casual fan didn't see it your way. I mean, it's not much to say. We're just going to start to tally up how split this is. But, Randall, who did you officially pick? Do we owe you some crow?
No, because I forgot what I wanted to say because Georgia Porter was talking that crazy shit the other night, man. I got to make a pick. But, hey, about the topic of scoring fights, I've been wanting to have maybe I'll have a show about that, maybe get some people in, maybe like a Barry Hunter or someone. Just talk about scoring fights because we all see fights differently. When I was looking at that fight tonight, I'm a big ring generalship person. Who fighting when they want to fight? You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of ebb and flow, and it was some real close rounds. But some people just look at punches landed or whatever they look at. So I'm always looking okay, I like when fighters take a step back when they know when they know their opponent ready to throw fight, and then when they get tired after a 3 or 4 punch flurry, and then you step to them because they tired and they tired, and you get your offense off. So it's so many ways to look at scoring fights, and I can't say Kameda was robbed. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was a competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? If you would have had 3 more judges, they could have saw the fight totally different. But I did think McDonnell did win that 3rd round. He squeezed out that 3rd round. And when I'm listening to the commentators, they was the first 3, I thought the 2nd round was competitive, and McDonnell squeezed out the 3rd round. But it was a good fight, man. I know people gonna be everywhere, but I don't think there's really no winners or losers in that argument. It's just one of those fights that people gonna have different opinions on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. We're gonna see how many other opinions are out there. But Randall, thanks for calling in. We're gonna get to some other callers here, man. Hey, Robbie, that's 1, man. That's 1 so far for Kameda, right?
That's right.
That's right.
I got it.
Uh-oh.
Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass, nigga.
Yo, what up, gentlemen?
Fight doctor in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Chilling. On Rick James status, as always.
What's that?
Listen, I'm glad to hear that you haven't got weak and had another smoke. So resist the urge. For me, it's been since May 2nd. I haven't had a cigarette since May 2nd. So key to it, just, man, stay strong.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, man, I think I'm done, man. I think I'm done. Because I don't, like my best friend, he smokes around me and it doesn't even bother me anymore.
Yeah, well, that's good, man, because, I used to get bronchitis real bad, and, ever since I stopped, I felt a lot better. So stick with it. But real quick, I actually didn't want to talk about Golovkin today.
That
but
message,
you brought up the whole situation.
That message was brought
with
to
Marco
you
Antonio Rubio
by Truth.com. No, I'm kidding. Listen, yeah, but so you tell me, was the version of Rubio in with Golovkin a good version or a washed up version? Because then what happened with Dirrell? Why didn't a 168-pounder knock him out?
Listen, if you want to know the truth of what Marco Antonio Rubio is right now, all you have to do is watch the fight he had immediately before the triple duck fight. Okay? I saw that fight. I've watched it at least twice. And I saw Rubio lose every round to a guy who looked like a blown-up welterweight. Okay? And I think he might have caught him with a lucky punch, a big shot in the 9th round, and knocked him out. But prior to that, Rubio was losing every round, okay, to a guy who, like I said, looked like a blown-up welterweight. So that's who Marco Antonio Rubio is. All right, so let's not give anybody no props.
Okay, so wait a minute. So wait a minute. No, because you fall into my trap. You're so simple. Listen, if Marco Rubio is nobody, like you're saying, and Golovkin is still nobody, like you're saying, well, then Dirrell is beneath nobody, right? Because he couldn't couldn't do nothing with him.
Look, I got no problem with that argument.
Well, say it. No. Don't have a problem. Don't have a problem with it. Say it. Say Triple Duck is a bum, and he's beating bums like Rubio, and Dirrell is more of a bum then. Because you call in here and you talk about Golovkin and how bad he is. What about Dirrell that couldn't even get a knockout over a shell of Marco Antonio Rubio? Rubio, I can see his jelly rolls in the ring. I see. No. Tonight.
3-second rule. Okay, 3-second rule.
Okay.
You have not heard me talk about how bad Bum Lufkin is outside of his defense. Now, he has some holes defensively, I will agree. However, he comes from the Eastern European school of boxing, and typically those guys are fundamentally sound. Now, Golovkin is a fundamentally sound fighter. I never said he was a bum. I don't think he's a bum. I think he's easy to hit.
Wait a minute.
I think he might be a little slow.
Wait a minute. See, because we're having an intervention here, and I think we got a breakthrough. But I will say this: how are you saying you never called him a bum when you call in? You call him Bum Lufkin. Bum Lufkin.
That's right, because he loves to fight bums. That's why I call him Bum Lufkin. I love to fight bums. Bum Lufkin. That's what that means. It doesn't mean I think he's a bum. No, he's not a bum.
But do you think the Rubio that was in the ring with Dirrell was different than the Rubio that was in the ring with Golovkin? That's what Ness, I think, was asking you originally.
Here's who Marco Antonio Rubio is. You don't have to take my word for it. Watch the fight he had immediately before the triple duck fight.
Man,
that's who he is.
You just said that. Right? You just said that. We listen.
Okay.
So then. Listen. Don't waste your phone call. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't waste your phone call. Worrying about how much of a bum Golovkin is. Tell us how impressed were you with Anthony Dirrell in his 10-round unanimous decision over Antonio Marco, whatever his name is, huh?
I haven't had an opportunity to watch the fight yet.
Oh, the plot thickens. The doctor in the house.
My doctor, you are horrible, man.
He's trying to go up the head. He's trying to go up the top of the head.
Okay.
Yo, I think he should get Crow for that. He should get Crow for coming on saying that he almost pretending he watched that fight.
Oh my God!
I should shoot at him for that because I was waiting to hear what he said.
Did you even pick anyone last week? Let me tell you guys.
This fight wasn't even on my radar.
I'm sure.
Okay?
I'm sure.
I'm not high on Dirrell. Listen, I am not high on
Dirrell. Hold on a minute.
Right?
Hold on a minute.
Honestly, I'm not.
Let me just give you one quick jab, a Mayweather-like jab. This fight wasn't on his radar, James, but he wants us to believe, right? Because he has such a hatred for Gennady Golovkin. He wants us to believe that this fight wasn't on his radar, but he somehow watched the in-between fight that Marco Antonio Rubio had with some dude nobody even remembers before he fought Golovkin, and that's the bum that Marco Antonio Rubio is. That's what he's telling us. How the fuck you want me to believe you watched that fight?
In Fight Doctor, how are you going to come on this and say you don't want to talk about Gennady Golovkin, not actually see the fight, and then only talk about Gennady Golovkin?
And give him props.
So true. And give him props. I forced him into having to say he's better.
Listen, I'm being honest. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing, okay? So when I look at a fighter, look, I don't care where he's from. I don't care what he looks like, okay? I judge him based on his performance in the ring.
Take that with you, man. Take that with you. Enrique, okay, your gun is very little. That sounded so little.
Yeah, that's a Dillinger.
What was that a 22?
That's not the kill. That's just like a kneecap shot.
Man, I'm taking his leg off.
We all know what the deal is, okay? You can't argue with the logic, okay? So we all know what the deal is. Like I said, look, I'm a fight fan. Now, when there's a fight that I'm interested in and I don't know who's going to win, then what I do is I do my homework, which means I watch the fight prior to. So when we did the call for the Rubio Golovkin fight, I watched their fights previous before I made a pick. Okay, so
listen, Fight Doctor, you losing credibility, man. There's no way you watched that fight. That wasn't even on a U.S. stream. That shit was somewhere in Mexico, man. You're lying right now.
It's on YouTube. Listen, if you go back and listen to the show prior to
look. Were you impressed with? Listen, stick to the script.
I'm telling you the same thing I told you then.
Listen to me. Stick to the script. Did you watch the McDonnell or Kameda fight?
No, I did not.
Oh my God! So you just trolling?
No, sir.
Yo, real quick on the check, and we got someone.
I let him burn, but he didn't even watch the fight. Come on.
You did. I love how he said he did his homework too, but then apparently he missed the test itself on Saturday. So we know what that means. You could do all the homework you want, but if you miss the test, baby, it's still an F. But yo, Samuel Pickett on Twitter, man, he thinks that Ness is crazy. Kameda lost wide. Hashtag TBV podcast if you want your vote to be counted. So far that's another one. Robbie, chalk up another person for me from McDonald.
Yeah, well, we're going to take some Skype callers, and one of them is Scorsese. Scorsese, talk to us.
My man, Scorsese needs a sound entrance.
Hello, you can hear me?
Loud and clear.
As always.
Okay. Let me get to Rubio first. I got a little theory about him. And it involved PBC HBO. It involved PBC HBO, but like I said, I'm not one of those. I'm like Ness. If it's on, I'm watching it. But HBO got how many days compared to PBC? When you go to PBC, and I'm gonna say what James said. Rubio not coming in the ring to win. I don't care what he's spending on the trainer. He know he's not beating these guys. They said on the TV he had that feeling he can pull off another Lemieux. Somebody get tired and he's still there after he got his ass kicked long enough and he win. That's what he doing. But when you go to HBO, you get your ass kicked long enough. You know you're not supposed to win. You know they don't want you back. You don't have no incentive to take a 8-round ass whooping to go round. So I'm not shitting on Dirrell or Triple G. But Rubio, he knows if I go to PBC, I can be Antonio DeMarco. I can get my ass beat. I can go 10, but I can get another date because people know me. So it's sort of like, of course he's going to lose and everything, but I'm not going to shit on Dirrell for going 10 with him. And he didn't get hit a lot.
So hold on, Scorsese, because what's the end plan there? Get another date. Why? Why does he want another date?
Paycheck.
Because he's gonna get that bread.
Okay, so if you want money, and your plan is not to win, why you spending that money on a fucking trainer, bro? Someone has to give me a logical reason why I'm gonna spend 15% on a trainer if I have no reason to use him.
to make it feel like he's gonna win. To make it feel like.
So he's writing scripts now.
I guess so.
Now you telling me? Now you want me to believe that a Mexican fighter who's only been a fighter his whole life is now writing scripts? Now he's saying, yeah, because people gonna think I'm just here for a check. Let me just hire a good trainer because of that. Come on, y'all sound stupid, man.
Nah, I'm just trying to help Scorsese out, but I believe he was coming in to win. But the reason why, if it's Scorsese's theory, then he has Nacho Bernstein to make it look like.
Listen, I'm not paying nobody to help me lose.
But Ness, you can come in wanting to win, but in your heart of hearts you can't beat these guys. But then it's just not gonna matter.
Scorsese, that's different from you saying he's there for a paycheck, man.
I can't manage his money. I can't manage his money though.
To
He's
win,
like Georgie Porgy now.
wanting to win and coming in for a paycheck is two different things. You cannot try to get that off. He's coming in for a paycheck, but he wants to win. No. He either doesn't want to win and is only coming for a check, or he wants to win. Like, come on,
Answer this. Will he get another PBC date as a stepping stone? Will he?
I don't know.
It's possible.
Is it possible?
Yo, if Angulo's getting all the shit that he's getting, I'm sure that Rubio could come back.
No, but listen to that. Listen to that.
Right.
No, but listen to this. Listen to this guy's question. You see, because this is what I'm saying. But I'm the hater, right? Listen to this guy's question. He was just used on HBO, and he's saying, is he gonna get another date on PBC? He'll get a fucking another date anywhere because he's Marco Antonio Rubio.
He's not getting another date on HBO. They're not going to take the fight. But PBC got enough time.
Yeah, because you know what, Scorsese, you know who got a lot of opponents right now? Andre Ward. He got a shit ton of opponents.
But maybe there. But they just made him fight on BET. They're not giving him that. They cutting the budget.
And let me tell you something.
That's enough. I spent my whole car talking about a dude I don't believe in.
He still needed a 168 pounder. He still needed one, even on BET.
I spent my whole call talking about a dude I don't believe in. Like that ain't cool. Like you shouldn't even argue for him.
Because you're not presenting no facts. You're not presenting no facts. You can't just say he's there for a paycheck.
It's a moment to shit on Dirrell. Why not tell Triple G to go fight Dirrell and prove he's better? Forget what he done. I want to see that fight because neither one of them are bums. Any one of them can beat anybody even any given day. So to come in here and say,
Dirrell's stock is dropping by the fight. By the fight, his stock is dropping. He doesn't know what he wants to be. He doesn't know if he wants to be a counter puncher or a power puncher, and he really can't do either. He needs to decide.
It ain't dropping for me. He hit him clean and barely got hit all night, so it's not dropping for me. I want to see.
So
more.
What happened? Listen. No. In 2015, Anthony Dirrell should not be getting a 10-round decision on Marco Antonio Rubio.
Agreed.
You knock him out.
I don't know.
You knock him out, or you make his team throw in the towel. Yo, Marco Antonio Rubio, his face wasn't even red, man.
I talk about this should have been made. Everybody has their opinion. I feel like I'm gonna watch him when he fight again. He's a credible opponent for anybody. Okay, can we agree to that? He's a credible opponent for anybody.
Maybe.
Anthony Dirrell is not a credible opponent for anybody.
Oh yeah, he is. I would say he is. Yeah.
If that's all he has to be, then I'm fine with that because he'll get his shot and he can prove whatever we going with. That's all I need to know. But as far as this first fight, mark me down as saying what I might be the second one telling you that Kameda either by 1 point or a draw for me. The dude's popping the jab, but he's doing nothing with it because the feet of Kameda just too much for him. He getting in and out. I mean, when the smaller guy out jabbing you the way he was getting away with it earlier, and even sometime late in the fight, they was popping each other with jabs at the same time. Kameda landing the harder punches. The knockdown round, I went 10-9. I felt like Kameda got up, the hard left hook, the hard right hand. I don't know, man. That 117 for you to say is not a robbery when the scores are that far apart. That's what's his name? What's the boy name? McDonald, what's his first name? His last name Mick Canelo. His last name Mick Canelo getting 117s and shit in close fights. That's all I know.
Mick Canelo, that was good.
So when you tell me it's not a robbery, when you got a score that's outlandish, so give me. I mean, I'm not just mad at the scores. I'm not saying he won because the scores are far apart. I seen the fight 6-6. or a close 1-point win for Kameda, because I seen 3 and 4 very close and 6 very close. So I gave all of those to McDonald, by the way. So I don't know, man. I hope they don't do it a third time. Then again, I don't know. But that fight doesn't change. For him to be 5'10" and not be able to win that fight in a rematch, it shows you he's just not world class. He's just a bigger man than that, got away with it. But that's my call, bro.
Yo, so I'll go with you and you say that I wouldn't say that this fight is a robbery, because I did think that, McDonald did win the fight, but I will say it's an injustice, because when you do see a card like 117, 111, that is a bit like, it's a bit suspect, because, it was almost like there's a preconceived notion, seeing that, going into the 6 rounds, I had it a draw, and it was only after the 8th round, basically, McDonald took over. I did give the 11th round to Kameda. I felt that he was competitive in this fight. I didn't think he did enough to actually steal the round in the 12th from after, recovering from that knockdown. So I won't say this is a robbery, because, I did give it to him, but it's injustice because of those cards.
Moving, Scorsese. People already complaining, talking about you got 20 minutes. I mean, there's some haters in these chats.
Are they both Al Haymon fighters, though? Are they both Al Haymon fighters, like the Haymon?
I don't think McDonald is. I think Kameda is, but I don't think McDonald is.
I don't think McDonald is. McDonald just got some balls coming over.
Show,
Boxing MD, talk to us.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
All right, give me Crow.
Who'd you pick?
Kameda.
What about in the main event?
Isn't that the controversial scorecard, what everybody's talking about, right?
No, I mean
I'm fucking with you. All right, Ness, take out your scorecard, please.
I told you I stopped at the 8th, so.
All right, because I had a 115, 112 McDonald.
As did I.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I was.
But okay, but give me your first 7, because I want to see how'd you get there.
Okay, 1 Kameda, 2 McDonald, 3 McDonald.
I don't think so, James.
I had Kameda number 2.
Slow down. Yeah, you see, I know, because that.
I mean, a lot of them were close rounds, and then 4 I gave to Kameda, 5 I gave to.
Look at that. 4 is the round I gave to McDonald.
I gave that to Kameda.
Oh man, see, I thought McDonald started to come on in the 4th round. I mean, from the 3rd round, he turned it around. I gave McDonald 3 and 4.
I gave McDonald 3, but I gave Kameda 4.
I felt that the 3rd round was a tight round, so I'm not mad if anyone gave it to Kameda. Remember, in the beginning of the show, I said first 3, because I wanted to give it to Kameda for the first 3. But I did, on paper, give it to McDonald on 3 and 4 and 5. But then Kameda 6, 7, and 8, I didn't score it. But from what I was seeing, it was also a Kameda round.
See, I gave McDonald 6. Go ahead, caller. Sorry.
All right, so I gave 5 to McDowell, 6 to Kameda, 7
to
McDowell. What?
See, I gave 7 to Kameda and 6 to McDonald. See, this is why I love this fight, man. It's crazy.
They were all really close rounds.
And I gave 6 and 7, and I gave 6 and 7 to Kameda. So you see, people, it's not about robbery. These are tight fights. These are competitive fights.
But Ness, the problem with your argument is that after your 7 you scored, 8, 9, and 10, I gave all to McDonald, gave Kameda the 11th, then the knockdown round in 12.
Well, again, I told you guys I didn't finish scoring it. I was eating. This Sunday stuff is new to me, And again, it's the same over and over person in the chat. But to reiterate, I can't talk about an HBO fight if there's not one on the schedule. There's no Showtime fight to talk about. We're talking about what's on the schedule, and that's Anthony Dirrell versus Rubio. The same way we're going to be talking about Trout on Tuesday versus, whoever he's fighting. Joey Hernandez, right? But anyway, listen, Boxing MD, finish up. My bad.
All right, no worries. So, yeah, I mean, I like I said, I had it for McDonald. Wasn't a robbery. It was a really close fight. The rounds were really close. The main event, I don't know, whoever, I guess it was you, Ness, who said, you were disappointed in the main event, or somebody said that. I just don't know what you were expecting.
We all did.
I was a little underwhelmed and unfulfilled because I wanted him to get the knockout or at least a TKO. He didn't ever hurt Rubio. Rubio kept coming forward. If that fight would have been 20 rounds, Rubio would have still been coming forward.
And personally, I thought that I wasn't going to have to watch the whole 10 rounds, man. When I was watching the McDonnell-Kameda fight, I was sitting there like, all right, this one's going to go full 12, but I thought the next one would be over 3 or 4 rounds. And when I saw it go the way it did, that's why I thought it was boring, because there wasn't really much in between the rounds. Like, when they would fight and it would get a little exciting for 2 seconds, then it would go back to, like, I guess, easiest way to describe it is very cliche, but Rubio came in and looked like a punching bag.
And to Leonard Sterling, listen, not watching the first 8 rounds is nothing near remotely close to watching the entire fight, writing down points and comments from 1 through 7, and continuing to watch the fight from 8 through 12 without writing down. You don't try to bulk me in with casual fan. You crazy? Just because I stopped writing, I was still watching the fight at least. Man, these guys in the chat horrible.
But Ness, you have to admit though that it's not the same as you can't say that you scored the fight though.
No, man, I was stuffing my face. I gotta eat.
No, I feel you. I'm not judging you on that. Just keep it honest with that.
Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are saying keep it on. I'm the one told you I didn't. I could lie. I could lie. I mean, you guys. I'm always wrong with you guys. I could lie and say I scored it. I can lie and say I did, but I don't. I'm being honest. Like, yo, I was eating during that 8 through 12, and I stopped using my app. Plus, this app is, listen, do not support this Box Nation app. I swear to God, don't fuck with them, okay?
Why not? I like it. That's what I use.
Man,
I like that
app. Biased, dude. Look, they're making me curse because I just wish I could get someone on support and curse them out. Why is this fight not there? Why is only freaking UK fights? That's so biased.
No, it's not a UK fight. It's because it was on Sky Sports. No, that's the difference. Isn't that 2 different networks? That's like HBO having an app that has Showtime.
Well, then that's whack. That's whack. That's corny. That's corny. I don't want that shit.
And so this was on Sky Sports, so I thought the same though.
Yeah, I was gonna say two quick more things before I get out of here.
Yeah.
You don't mind? I want to make a comment on the Peter Quillen interview you guys had on Thursday. I think the guy was making a lot of excuses and using emotion to kind of justify, I guess, his lack of desire or his lack of willing to fight another opponent. To me, it sounds like a guy who, I guess, sees the end of his fighting career, and he also feels like he reached his peak, like he peaked as a boxer. Because why would he be talking like that? Honestly, to me, it doesn't seem very. I don't like to hear that from a boxer when he's talking about the only thing that motivates him is money. When at the same time, like as people who support them and would buy a ticket, I wouldn't want to spend my money on to see his fight if that's all that matters. If he's not taking legitimate opposition, obviously just to get a payday. I understand you guys had to be, I guess, respectful to him, but I think he got away with a lot of bullshit in that interview.
Yeah, well, Mario is on here somewhere. I'm gonna look for Mario. Defend yourself.
Oh, what do you mean defend myself? You were on the fucking interview too. Like, I mean, I agree. Listen.
No,
he said some bullshit.
Isn't he talking about the Dirrell interview?
No, he's talking about
Quillen. No, look, he was.
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Mario. I'm sorry, Mario. You're talking about the Quillen interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said flat.
Oh my God, are you one of those guys trolling Vic too? Because I've been seeing Vic getting a lot of hate on this too.
Yeah, Vic got harassed.
I'm not.
Listen,
I'm being.
We never
I'm not angry.
want
I'm just.
to.
Go ahead. Hold on, Boxing MD. Go ahead, Mario.
No. Listen, look, we're never going to, just harass somebody. Look, Vic asked the question. That was the question to ask. Just because Vic didn't. Look, you're not the real fucking champ. Just because Vic didn't fucking, go after his throat, that's bullshit. Like, come on, guys. Like, at the end of the day, Ness goes to these fights. Vic goes to these fights. Like, these guys, they got to cover these fights. That's a job. That's a real job. And so, you know what I mean? Like, we can't go after.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
The question.
Wait.
Hold on. Let me just say my piece, because I don't understand what did you guys want? You wanted us to bring up Golovkin and get what exactly?
No. Okay, what I wanted you to bring up, and this is something that I don't heard said to any fighters when they talk about only doing things for money, is if you show people who watch boxing and pay attention to the sport that you're willing to fight good opponents and you look good doing it, you're going to make fucking money at the end of the day. That's the whole point of making money. That's the whole point of being an accomplished boxer and having notoriety, thus making money. So it's a little short-sighted if that's your only motivating factor. And I feel like I understand. I'm not hitting on you guys at all for the way you interviewed it. I'm just addressing my frustration from hearing him talk. You understand what I'm saying? I prefaced what I said, saying that I understand you guys have to be cordial with him so he could call back in or and whatnot. I understand that.
Boxing MD, you watched the Floyd Mayweather fights, right? All of them, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he's in it for the money. That's it.
That's way different.
He's accomplished so much in his career prior to acting that way in a public manner that it's almost, I wouldn't even say it's acceptable, but it's almost ignored because his level of opposition is.
We're off topic,
legit.
Boxing MD. You're like poison right now. You're like poison. We're trying to keep it at 2 hours.
Right,
I'm gonna get it. Let me get to some other people. Josue from Oregon, talk to me.
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up, Mario? What's up, James? What's up, everybody on the Boxing Voice? What's up, Casual?
So,
How you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
All right. What's up, Robbie? Forgot about you. Hey, I want to give my opinion. I did watch the Kameda fight, today. It was like the first thing I did when I woke up. I thought Kameda won. I thought he landed the better shots. I thought, he boxed beautifully. He was landing the left hook. He was landing nice rights, going to the body, mixing it up. I thought I didn't think McDonald won. I thought I favored Kameda to win. But I couldn't believe it when when they said McDonald won. I was like, what the hell? But that's boxing for you. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you get a bad decision. And as the Anthony Dirrell fight, you know what? I thought Anthony Dirrell could have put him away earlier. Only if he was just not hesitating. Like there was no need to be scared of Rubio, man. That dude was looking sluggish. He did not show up to fight. Like he did not train for this fight. You could just obviously see it in his conditioning, like his body. Just like they were mentioning on the broadcast that his waist and his midsection is a little flabby, and that's what I noticed. And I think Rubio was just there, just to get a paycheck. I don't think he tried winning. I think Dirrell could have finished him only if he, put his combinations together better and, went forward instead of trying to just box him and make it a 10-round decision. But, I thought the right man won for, the Anthony Dirrell fight. It is what it is, I hope, we could get a good fight with him later with somebody else. Don't have much to say this weekend. I mean, I got the, these weekend fights are pretty cool, so. And I just want to finish off Mayweather Birdo, don't buy it. All right, later, guys.
Well, Jose, I got to tell you, those of us that are hosts on this show, we have to actually buy it or find a way to watch it so we can inform those of you that don't want to buy it on Sunday. So, but I love how you always end your call. And a comment to Boxing MD. Look, we have to, when we have these guys on the show to interview them, we have to treat them with respect and we have to ask questions. We may not always get the answers that we want, but we're just thankful that they come on and give us the airtime and give us a chance to interview them.
All right. Got nothing over there.
Am I on? Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mario.
Yo, no, I wanted to say, well, never mind, Mario. Go ahead, I'll go.
No, go ahead. I'm just going to talk about the Kameda fight because I didn't get a chance to. But go ahead, finish your thought.
Mine's completely off topic, so we'll talk about it later. I just think it's crazy that, the Mayweather fight's 1 week away, and I can't begin to tell you how many times I forget that it is. But yeah, we'll talk about that on Thursday's show, but go ahead.
There was already 2 all accesses. It's crazy. But anyway, I hear what y'all are saying. But I agree with James, and really, that's saying the same thing. It was a close fight with close rounds. Usually, like, when you see, like, a close fight, it's like, this guy definitely won this round. This guy definitely won that round. This round was a swing round. Like, but this fight, like, had the majority of the rounds could have been scored either way. I felt like McDonald was coming out strong, and he would really control tempo and pace, but then Kameda would string together some offense, and he usually lands some really big shots that were scoring bigger and more, or counting for more than what McDonald had done to that point. But then McDonnell would finish the round, and he'd, start to look a little stronger than he did in before. So it's kind of like, how do you judge a round? Is it, the guy who did a little bit more? Is it the guy who made his shots count a little bit more? So I scored it 114-113. The knockdown in the 12th is what solidified it. I thought Kameda was winning the fight pretty easy in the first 7-8 rounds. And then I thought McDonnell really bared down and started winning rounds. And so, obviously I was at the fight, and Kameda was super disappointed, as well as he should be. But it goes to, man, I can't remember who made this point, the fact that McDonnell isn't a PBC fighter. And it's kind of like, they brought him in so that Kameda could get a second chance at beating him. But that 117-110 score was horrific. I mean, that was just a terrible score. This fight it could have been a draw, and this fight could have gone for Kameda, I think, for one round. I don't think my score is perfect, but I do think that McDonnell deserved to have his hand raised, just not by that margin. So James said it best or I forgot who Scorsese maybe, but James said also that it wasn't a robbery per se. It's just like an injustice. And so that's probably the best way to say it. Dirrell, on the other hand, I don't know. I thought Rubio was hurting him a few times. Not like hurting him like he's going anywhere, but I thought he was making his punches count. We talked to Dirrell after the fight, and he said that he felt his pop a little bit, but that it was nowhere near anything of the hardest that he'd ever fought, and he had been sparring with cruiserweights to get ready for Rubio. He said that, while everybody's trying to link him together with Badou Jack, he doesn't care. Like, he wants to avenge his loss, but he doesn't care. It's more important for him to get a title, is what he said. So he'd fight any champion right now. I even asked him, if you could get a big money fight with Travis Jr. or fight, the title list that would give you the least amount of money, like, what would you pick? He said, I need a title. I want a title. That's my main goal. So that's how serious he is about getting the championship back. He wants to he wants to get it over anything else. And just so y'all know, the fact that they all went 12, y'all missed Mario Barrios and Ryan Cowboy Carl, and they both scored knockouts. Those would have been the swing bouts that y'all would have gotten to see if any one of those fights would have stopped sooner. Mario Barrios is really, really good. Y'all got to watch out for him out of San Antonio. And Ryan Cowboy Carl, who's out of Flex Gym and trains with Ronnie Shields, he's probably one of, if not Ronnie Shields' best talent. And so I got a lot of stuff from the YouTube for y'all. Virgil Hunter, talking, Golovkin and a bunch of stuff. And then Paulie talking a little bit about stuff. Broner, I think I asked him about Broner. I asked him about his Italy fight. And then we talked Golovkin Mayweather. And then, the rest of the fight. So hopefully I'll get that out to Ness tonight, and hopefully he can get it up, by tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I'll be interested to see that. Let's get to the editor himself. Ryan, what's going on? Ryan O'Hara, what's up, brother?
Not much, guys. I enjoyed the fights today with the exception of Dirrell Rubio. That was horrible. But, yeah, I actually had it a draw. I used the Glenn Feldman rule in the last round because Kameda came back and and made it a fight. In the seventh round, after the end of the seventh round, I had it 5-2 for Kameda, but I had McDonnell winning for the last 5 rounds. So really, I didn't care that McDonnell won the fight. I was just pissed off that the judges had it so obnoxiously one-sided. I thought that was really bad on their part. So Kameda winning, McDonnell winning, I wouldn't have minded, but it was a really close fight. But again, the scorecards were terrible. I did get some messages from a lot of the English fans. Not surprisingly, they thought that the 117 score is actually too generous, probably because they're McDonnell fanatics. But that really just gives me a bad taste, because I also got criticized for my critique of Tony Bellew's performance the other day, because he was getting out-punched by a guy who was 16-26 with 5 draws for a majority of that fight, until he landed 1 punch, and then the referee stopped it. Again, the Sky Sports commentary was, oh yeah, he's pounding him into the ropes. No, bullshit. None of that was even happening. He landed 1 punch, and they sounded like, it was the War of 1812, and the White House is getting burned.
I was with you, Ryan. Ryan, I was with you when you said Tony Bellew looked like shit, but I wasn't with you when you said he was getting out-punched. I thought Tony Bellew was controlling the fight with a very awkward fighter in front of him, but even he himself did not look good in this, and I do think, like you said, he didn't look good doing what he should have done. I'd almost dare say he looked worse than Anthony Dirrell against his opponent because the guy was just like a club fighter, and you could see it the way he was. But you did have me until you said that he was getting out-punched because I don't believe that was the case at all. I think Tony Bellew was winning the fight, winning every single round, but it was definitely a poor showing on his part.
Well, the second round in particular, Bellew wasn't landing anything. But going back to Dirrell, I mean, Marco Antonio Rubio barely landed anything. But if you looking at Dirrell's face, it looked like he was in a war. I mean, at the end of the fight, he had a cut under his right eye. His eye was swollen. That really tells you how much power is in Rubio's hands. But the problem with Rubio is it's just too damn slow. So you have to wonder, you know, what kind of power did Rubio show against David Lemieux? David Lemieux, in the Rubio-Lemieux fight, he looked really chubby, just out of shape. So you have to wonder what kind of fight he's going to put up against Golovkin. I think he's going to get wiped out inside 3 rounds. But, you know, is it worth $49.99? Maybe. I think Golovkin's a pay-per-view star, but I don't necessarily think that Golovkin-Lemieux is pay-per-view worthy, if you know what I mean.
Whoa! Let me bring you back home, brother. You're like in another another realm right now. Were you impressed with Dirrell's performance?
Absolutely not. It was horrible.
And who did you have winning the Kameda fight?
I had it a draw. I had Kameda leading the first half, but like I said, McDonnell won 4 out of the last 5 rounds, and I had it a draw because I used the Glenn Selden rule. When Andy Lee got knocked down hard in the second against Peter Quillen, he scored it a 10-9 round because Lee got back up and fought good the rest of the round. I thought Kameda did the same thing, so I gave McDonnell a 10-9, and I had it 114, but it could have gone either way.
He definitely fought hard in that last round, but I don't know if he did enough to come back and fully win it. But you know, I was watching it, and I turned over and I said, you know what, Kameda's coming back in this round and try to make it even. I think I even wrote that in my recap. And I just felt like McDonnell got off enough at the end, even though he wasn't like clearly winning the round with momentum at the end. Like that was a firefight at the end. Like everything we wanted this fight to be, it became in the final 12 seconds of the 12th round. Right? Like, we all wanted to do this firefight, this war, and it finally happened with 12 seconds left of the fight. And so, you know, and right before that, McDonnell was coming on a little strong. But I agree, Ryan. He definitely came back strong for sure when he got up.
Ryan, let me get to some other. What happened?
It looked like the knockdown was actually a rabbit punch. I mean, from the angle I saw, and then he slipped. So to me, it wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of.
No, that was not a rabbit punch because those replays were very clear. It was a punch behind the ear for sure, but not a rabbit punch. Ryan, let me get to some other people here. 313 Detroit. Who's this?
This is Sam. What's up, man?
Hey, what's Sam? What's going on, brother?
Not so much. Just like always, just want to input my opinions on today's fight.
Go for it.
Where do I start? Okay. Firstly, I want to say that not today specifically, but definitely the Leo Santa Cruz Abner Maris fight really changed my mind on the PBC. I actually like it as a franchise now. I used to be very, very critical of it, but having fights on Sunday, like you said, for a guy who doesn't watch any other sports, I don't watch football. I think I can never, watch guys in tights running around. That's why I don't watch UFC anyway. I don't like, how they dress and all that. But it was very good. I mean, I actually almost forgot that today we had fights. And then when I was on my timeline, I saw everybody was mentioning and I had to tune in. And it was, great coverage. If there's one thing I can say about the PBC is that the commentary leaves a little bit to be desired on the objectivity end. I think if we could make like a perfect network, it would have HBO's matchmaking, PBC's time slots and delivery and broadcasting, and Showtime's commentary. I think Showtime's commentary.
I gotta disagree because I feel that both Malignaggi and Virgil Hunter are two very extremely honest people, especially when calling fights. Especially when talking about boxing, period. I've interviewed both of them numerous times. They don't have a side. They don't care. Like, you know, I did an interview where Virgil Hunter, the trainer of Amir Khan, says he knows Amir can't beat Floyd. It's on there. The thing is, people, you know, they don't listen, but he says it. So I disagree, brother. I don't think those guys are dishonest at all. I think they're calling or saying whatever it is that they're saying, and that to me, whatever it is that they're seeing, and that to me is more valuable than someone that sounds good or has good one-liners like bang, bang, bang.
That's fine. I hate HBO's commentary, so don't even get me started on that. Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, Roy Jones is okay, but I don't want to spend too much time on that. I definitely don't think Pai Malignaggi is honest. I agree with you on Virgil Hunter, though. But me specifically, I'm actually a very big Dirrell fan, both brothers. And today I just wanted to let everybody kind of soak in the change in the scope of geographic variety in boxing. If you ever enter a fight and you have already preconceived notions about the quality of fighters based on where they're from, like Europe or Russia or Asia or Mexico or America, that in 2015 that can't even be entertained anymore. Many of the divisions are dominated by European fighters. We saw today McDonald's a quality fighter. I scored the fight for him today. I scored it actually 9-3, 8-4, being generous. I thought Kameda started off strong, but after the fourth round, McDonald was controlling the fight. He was landing his jab. That's why I don't agree with Scorsese when he was saying he was getting out jabbed. I saw McDonald landing plenty of jabs. They were never mentioned by the commentary, but sometimes he'd land 2 or 3 in a row, and he was landing. I actually consciously counted the punches. I'm sure it's not authentic as trusted as when you write it down, but I saw McDonald clearly outlanding Kameda, especially in the later rounds. And I don't think you can score an even round where there's a knockdown unless the other fighter clearly dominates. You can't just say he got up and landed a few good shots and then scored it even. From my understanding, you actually have to clearly dominate the round in order to make a 10-8 round into a 10-9. Now we're off to Andre Dirrell and Marco Antonio Rubio. And I called it perfectly. I told you this was going to go the unanimous decision, and Rubio was actually going to, put up a fight here and there. And that's because a lot of fans, when they look at Marco Antonio Rubio and many other fighters, they just look at BoxRec, they see that he got stopped 4 times, and they say, well, he has no chin. Marco Antonio Rubio, his first 2 stoppages came against John Tua and Sal Roman. And those were from punches at 154 pounds, where you mentioned about 160, but he was definitely drained at 154, that he didn't see coming. Anybody can get caught like that. But after he went up to 160, he only got stopped once, and I have my own theories about that fight because he wasn't getting hit at all. He was never buzzed. He was never dropped by Pavlik at all. He just wouldn't come out of his corner after the 9th round for some odd reason in Pavlik's comeback fight in Ohio. And then against Triple G, the same thing happened with John Tua. He got caught with a beautiful uppercut that he didn't see coming, and then he got caught with a overhand left that he didn't see coming, and he just packed it in. It's a dive in the sense that he didn't think he could win, and he just stayed on the ground, but it was definitely due to Golovkin's effort and technique. For me, Dirrell Rubio was not unwatchable because I had to deal with a lot of guys. Hello?
Wassam, you there?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I thought I heard something. What's it called?
And wind it down.
Yeah, my bad. I'm talking about Ringside Robbie. He said that Rubio doesn't belong in the ring anymore, and that Andre Dirrell didn't attempt to stop him. I completely disagree with that. He was trying to stop him the whole fight. The problem came, and James actually mentioned this, was because he didn't vary his punches. And that's exactly right. He would be completely focused on the head or completely focused on the body. When Triple G stopped him, he was focusing on the body and the head. He would vary it up. That way he can slip in punches outside of Rubio's line of vision. And he never did that. So when a fighter like Rubio can brace himself, it's exactly the same thing that happened with Lemieux, because he fought plenty of hard punches. He fought Lemieux, he fought Chavez Jr., he fought Pavlik. When he saw the punches coming, he could take them very well. And Anthony Dirrell, I think he does well against guys like Saki Obika who telegraph their punches, who are a little bit sloppy because he likes to sit in his stance and wait for openings and counter. That's how he dropped Bika in the rematch and basically dominated him. But against guys that are technically sound, who are patient, who don't give him a lot of opportunities, like Badu Jack, like Marco Antonio Rubio, he's gonna struggle. And this actually points to the quality of Rubio. He's very fundamentally sound. People don't know this, but he has good punch techniques. He moves around very well. He's always focused on his opponent. It's hard to really turn him because he's always focused on you. And he's just a good overall fighter. I'd like to see him against any 168 pounder.
You think has Jay Leon Love fought Rubio?
No. But I think that would be a decent fight, but I still think he would beat Rubio.
Hey, Wassam, I gotta let you go. No, Wassam, I gotta let you go. I've been having a clock on you. You did 7 minutes, brother. Damn. Bob,
that's fine.
Write your shit down next time.
I wish more people saw this Martin Murray fight, because Martin Murray at 168 is a very interesting little character for me, because he did quite well inside of. I mean, I guess he was fighting someone that wasn't that good, but I mean, I think the dude fought David Lemieux in the past and got knocked out, and then Martin Murray knocked this guy out. But I think Martin Murray, assuming he gets his visa issues fixed or corrected or whatever, where he can come to the United States.
Yo, listen.
I hope he does. Let me say this then. I hope someone's brave enough to go over there and do something, because I think that Martin Murray at 116.
Listen. He what the Robbie? He's
wrestling a bear.
I know that was either Robbie or Mario. And Robbie, you don't have to say it wasn't you. Don't worry about it. Listen, Martin Murray.
I'm on mute.
Martin Murray wasn't even popular when he was undefeated. All right, and that was like 4 years ago. He's been trying to get a visa for 4 years. It ain't happened yet. It ain't gonna happen.
This is the voice of the people, and I'm a person, so I'm saying Martin Murray's interesting at 168. I wouldn't even mind him fighting an Andre Ward type person, so I'm good with that.
Hold up, son. Word. Yeah. To all the killers and the 100, I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers.
Yeah. What up, Ness? What up, James? What up, Casual? What up, B? I mean, not B, Mario. Now, James, what fight you seen, man? I scored an 8-4.
8-4 what? Kameda?
I scored an 8-4. It could have been some swing rounds, but Paulie, everybody thought he won. Virgil, everybody thought he won. They was right there. I don't know what the judges with the scorecard, even if it was close, it was definitely closer than that. Them scorecards was BS. And another thing, Dirrell, he supposed to knock that dude out, man. He made himself, man, look like, I know he dominated the fight against a person that just coming in there. I don't know what's wrong with Rubio, but he needs to quit, man. Or go down to his weight class, man. I understand he moved up or whatever. But he looks stupid. He didn't even throw no punches really, man. Like, would he come in there just to be a punching bag? What's wrong with him? He don't need to fight, but he's going to get another fight because he's going to look good for somebody else. Somebody else going to look good for him. He's going to come so they can punch him up again. That's how PBS do. So that's good, and he getting money. That's what it's all about. And pretty much that's all I had to say, Ness, man. What's up, though?
Same old, brother. Trying to get up out of here. Georgie Porgy.
Yo, what's up with this Crow Festival? How many times I gotta explain this shit? I'm sick and tired coming here, putting all the work.
What work, man?
Wins here, and I get cut off.
What work, bro?
You guys gotta silence.
You
Listen. Tell Robbie to come out of his rabbit hole. Tell that nigga before asking for anybody diploma. When he got a PhD on Crow. Bird shit. Every goddamn week. Who's getting win? I'm going to explain to you why this nigga lost for the last time. How would that be? All this goddamn mafia that you come here every 5 months. Every 5 months try to make sense out of all these goddamn fucking rankings. We'll never let that nigga win. He beat it the first time. He beat it the second time. But they will never give it to him. Because he's from Japan, Robbie. Statistics show the Japanese people don't give a fuck about boxing. That's what it is. Get it through your fucking teeth head, nigga. The stomach is flat the fuck down. Flat line. Ain't nobody buying shit. Your mom is calling you here, telling you that they're coming for her fucking savings.
You ain't got the answers.
And you defending these goddamn vampires, nigga. Get a goddamn diploma on that, nigga, and go back to your fucking rat hole. And when you're in your rat hole, when you massacre you Al Heyman, tell him that I'm telling every single fight no losing shit. All that garbage he got lined up for 2 months. I ain't losing a fight, guaranteeing wins. We gotta give people time in here who got wins. All this bullshit, nigga, talking shit, nobody showing a win. Get some wins here, people.
Georgie.
Shit, who got some? What?
So what are you talking about? Who needs a win?
If you guys don't win, this is a crow fest. How people are gonna be subscribing, telling their friends that they want to listen to the show when the only nigga here picking wins is me? I'm
Georgie, that's offensive, Georgie.
Yo, so
mafia.
I haven't.
Win month after month.
Yo, so James, you don't count?
Exactly, dude. I haven't been wrong in I don't know how long since I've been wrong. So, that's not fair. That's not fair. Maybe.
Casual fan, didn't you pick Leo Santa Cruz?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I picked Leo Santa Cruz.
Mario, who did you pick?
I picked Jamie McDonnell.
And in the main event?
Dirrell.
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure that we are the logical people, the ones that can talk at a normal, tone, and we can actually understand each other.
I think Georgie picked the Asian dude, Kameda.
Yo, the problem, no, he didn't. He didn't. No, he picked McDonald. I'm almost positive he picked McDonald.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I don't understand. Why is he so upset? Like, did he like? We don't even know if he liked the fight because all he cares about is that I picked it wrong. So
real quick,
I picked it wrong. All of you guys picked it wrong. He's a fool, this guy.
Yo, let me go back real quick to something he said where Japanese people don't care about boxing. You have clearly never watched any of those Japanese fights with Roman Gonzalez. I mean, they go freaking berserk.
What about the one with Randy Caballero?
Hell yeah, with Randy Caballero. And then you also got the Kameda brothers. Obviously, we just saw one. And then Uchiyama. There's a gang of fighters out there that don't even come to the United States because they make so much gross money out there. But with that said, I think what he's upset about is also Canadian Jose said that Robbie needs a little bit of crow, I guess, because some argument they had about how this is the PBC is a preconceived kind of notion. They know who's going to win, and that's why I think he's so fired up right now. I'll let him speak on that, but I think he's so fired up because of that conversation.
Wait a minute, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Said that to people. James, I never said the PBC is, I've got a preconceived notion.
No. That's what he said to you, and then you guys went at it, and that's why he's upset.
Robbie got mad at him on Thursday.
That's
Look,
right.
Robbie, let me ask you, what did he
bring him on? See what he says.
Kameda? Didn't he say Kameda was going to win?
I swore he said McDonald.
I thought
swore
he
said McDonald. Bring him on.
Listen, the whole preconceived thing, Kameda is the Heyman fighter. So if they were cheating, he would have got 2 wins already, not 2 losses.
Exactly.
Let's bring our resident crazy man, Georgie.
Yo.
You cannot give me any advice.
Who'd you pick, Georgie?
Dude, I pick all the winners. Check out the tape. I'm not picking a lose. Nigga haven't lost since fucking Salito, nigga. I've been picking winners left and right. You guys shut me down. I'm trying to explain to you guys why some of these fights don't make no sense. I don't want to come here every week with the same shit. I'm picking winners. You guys shutting me down.
Yo, so wait a minute. So Georgie.
Applaud him, man. Applaud him.
Like, we can't
I
understand
know.
what he's saying because he's yelling so
You guys
loud.
gotta be fair. Listen, first of all, let's get shit straight here, man. Let's get something straight. We gotta earn these intros. We need a champion. We need somebody who wanna come here, big wins. And that every month, that person gonna be giving an intro as a champion.
Georgie, you don't even make picks. You don't make picks.
All these bias shit.
Yo, you don't even make picks, dude. You just call in and
What
yell.
are you talking about? Check out last week. Don't you eat crow last week for that Cruz? I told you that Cruz. I told you that if I was the big, you're gonna pick it to win. That this is bullshit fight. I told you that. Check out your goddamn tape. You don't even know what you're talking about, Ness. I'm the only one putting work here. Picking wins, and you guys just shutting the phone on me, bro.
Nah, he wants a trophy, Ness. He needs a trophy, bro.
What you guys doing?
I can't even understand him. Nobody hears you.
Everybody
Give him a belt.
I can't. You see, you know, and then you guys say, "Oh, Ness, you mute people." Look, I tried. He's not even. You can't even hear him, man.
You brought him back. You brought him back in.
He don't slow down, bro.
He's insane,
and like,
dude. He's just insane. Dude, he needs
crazy.
Ritalin or
He's,
something.
No. Listen. Ness was right. He doesn't. 90% of the time, he calls in and he doesn't even pick. And if he is, then he's saying something that we don't understand. Like, yeah, I heard him last week say, "You know who's gonna win. You know who's gonna win." Okay, but then fucking tell us who's gonna win. Like last week he picked Dirrell versus Kameda. He said that on air, and I heard that. So go back and check that tape. And
Yeah,
I know that you just misspoke. I know that, Georgie. I know you knew who was fighting. All right, I'm not saying you didn't, but you misspoke last week, bro, because you're fucking screaming out the top of your lungs. So look, you know you get love on the show. Ness has got love for you. Y'all went at it. His first thought was, damn, I hope Georgie don't take offense to that. Yo, he was worried that you took offense to it, Georgie. And so, yo, you just got to, like, you know, don't scream, bro. Don't scream. It's not that serious.
That's his style.
I talk back and get my pick. And somebody fighting, try fighting again. Who's fighting on Tuesday?
Yo, Georgie, did you like the fight? Can we know what your thoughts on the fight?
I told you this is setups and you guys don't want to listen
No, Georgie, we talking about today's fight, man.
Don't matter. I don't care about that crap. I just want to pick up winners.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
So, could you listen for one second?
I don't want to listen to you. What person picks winners but doesn't want to talk about the winner? I mean, I don't.
He didn't even say he watched the fight. I don't even know if he said he watched the fight yet.
I'm
still in the fence about that.
He doesn't want to talk about that. He's crazy.
He wants to talk about how awesome he is.
Well, you don't let people talk.
You talking? Go ahead. Go ahead.
You have somebody who wins at intro. We need a PBC champion.
Yo, you
winning. Every month we get a new champion, but we gotta stop this Al Heyman cheerleading. Stop it.
Yo, you hate Al Heyman.
I'm gonna tell you every single one of these weeks coming up. Every week gonna be the thing. I'm pick up winners. You're gonna eat your crow. You don't wanna acknowledge anything. I'm just gonna win.
Yo, so
George,
you just.
And then what you guys gonna say?
Oh man, whatever. I can't, man. Yo, he's just repeating himself now too. I'm moving on. I'm done. No,
he hates Al Heyman. He hates Al Heyman, but he's just as good as Al Heyman fighters that slipping and diving questions. Every time you ask him a question, he goes, "I'm a winner, dude. I'm a winner." Yo, did you watch the fight? But I won. I'm the winner. You didn't. Yo, did you see the scorecards? Yo, I'm the winner. You know what I mean? Like, he's just good at slipping and ducking.
He spells it.
I'm a winner. Give me my props.
W-E-I too. He's a wiener.
I'm a winner. Give me my props. Give me my props.
Oh,
come on, my dude.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Peace, God.
Hey, no.
Oh my God! Come on, man. Get that phone together.
He can't hear.
Yo, it's clicking like it's tapped, bro. What's going on? Why is your phone line tapped?
Hello, Ness.
What? We hear you.
Hey, yo, I heard that noise and shit.
Yeah, because your phone tapped.
You must say, don't say that, man.
Oh, man.
People, that boy, that's all they gotta do. Everybody put together, everybody put in the dollar, get that boy, the eight ball of dope in a horn. Yo, here, calm down.
Yo, what's wrong with you, man?
That nigga say Japanese people don't give a fuck about boxing. Yo, what the fuck? How the fuck you come up with that analysis, man?
Yo, I imagine Georgie's throwing some shit in his house right now, just like all over, just thrashing his room, listening to this.
Japanese don't give a fuck about boxing and shit. This nigga needs some heroin and some pussy. He be alright, man. Hey, yo, man. Before I get on my boxing, man, I just gotta clear up one. I want you to clear this one room up. I want to say hi to everybody. Casual fan, that's my nigga right there.
What's up, man?
James, that's my white nigga right there. and Robbie, he my old nigga. I want clear one thing up. I heard y'all let Stewart don't want to get on camera because he looked like Buzz Lightyear. Is that true? Who?
To infinity and beyond.
He looked like Buzz Lightyear, Stuart Little. I heard he looked like Buzz Lightyear.
Who? Who are you talking about?
Stuart Little. Stuart Little.
Oh, Stuart.
Nobody knows what Stuart looks like, man.
That's what I'm saying, yo, nigga. My English nigga said he seen him at the mall. He said Stuart Little looked like Buzz Lightyear.
Stuart's not even here anymore, man. What?
That's what he's saying, man.
Come the fuck. I know why niggas be barking at you, man, because you don't know this. I know why niggas be barking on you, yo, because you always popping off and shit like you tough. Just chill out, yo. Let me cook, nigga. Hey, look. I seen Kamala and McDonald fought yesterday, right?
Today,
yeah.
Yeah, Kamala and McDonald fought. Kamala. Shit, right?
Kamala.
Yeah,
Kamala McDonald's.
Hey, yo, what's Kamala? Yeah, Kamala. You don't know Kamala, man?
What? Why you always got a bad phone? Like, why you always gotta have bad reception and feedbacks and echoes? What's up with you, man? You calling here all your life, man. Look, and it's just you can't talk. You guys cannot say anything. Don't engage him, because when we talk, it plays back in his phone. I don't know what's wrong with it. Finish up, Wood.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, man. GGG, right? This nigga 37 years old.
Off topic. Stick to the script, man. I'm trying to get out of here. You killing me.
Hey, yo. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. He fought, Dirrell fought the tall Indian kid, right? The Indian kid is a bum, yo. What's his name? Rubio?
Oh, man. Yo, you horrible, boy. Your phone is horrible, baby. You got to fix that. Come on, you're a grown-ass man. Get yourself a phone to call into the show. Stop using your trap phone for the show, man. Marlon, talk to us.
What's up, man? First off, two things. Come on, man. For president, man. Georgia for president, all right? Secondly, listen, that fight could have went either way, man. I personally thought Kameda did enough to win, but if you said McDonald's win, then could have went either way. It was a close fight. One other thing, I read an article earlier in the week, for I think it was Boxing News 24, I think, and this guy said that Cotto Canelo, is not going to do more than I think 800,000 buys. That's what he's predicting, and I think that's crazy, man. I think Cotto Canelo does way better than that. I think it tops maybe 1.2 million buys. What do you guys think about that?
Yo, I completely agree, because if I had to estimate, we're a bit off topic with it, but I think that 800 is exactly where that fight's going to be. I don't know if Canelo has enough pull to bring in the million. I don't think that Canelo has enough pull. Between the two of them, I think that, with Canelo, I don't remember what the Canelo-Angulo fight was, but I can't imagine it was over 400,000. And then with someone I think the Sergio Martinez and Canelo was below, or the Sergio Martinez and Cotto fight was at 3-something, 400. So, I think that 800 is a great guess. I don't think it's going to break a million, but 850 or 850,000, I think that's great in pay-per-view numbers. If you're seeing that Floyd Mayweather has tainted the pay-per-view field and other people so bad that when we see these other numbers, we feel that they're kind of a failure. But for me, 800,000 buys for a Canelo Cotto would be a great buy, in my opinion. Or that'd be a good job. But yeah, I think that's exactly correct. What were you saying, Mario? I think I heard you.
Yeah, I was just saying that I think people should understand, Ness said it a long time ago, and people just need to understand that 1 million buys is a lot. That's the thing, is Mayweather made it look so easy. Pacquiao made it look so easy, but it's not, guys. It's not. Canelo, Cotto, 800,000 buys, that's a good number. Even 750 is a solid number. I would say anything over 6 is great. Anything, over 9 is incredible. If this thing breaks 1 million, I'm not saying it can't. All I'm saying is if it does, Y'all shouldn't look at it like, oh, that's what I thought it was going to do. Like, if you thought it was going to do $1 million, then your expectations were way too high to begin with. That's my only point.
All right, well, let's take it down this line here. Actually, oh, damn, we do got more. Whoa. Houston, Texas. Who's this?
Ooh.
What the hell? And no, this you?
Yeah, man. Look, man, I've been on hold like the past couple of shows, but you know, I've been ripping and running. That's so I couldn't stay on the line, man. And they had one dude call in. I heard one day I was on the phone. He was talking about some guy from Louisiana just jumped straight through the line. I don't know none of y'all personally. I don't know you personally, I don't know none of y'all personally like that to be jumping the whole goddamn line. So I don't know what that guy was talking about. Some guy from Virginia or something. Always calling it talking shit, but man, just to let him know, I don't know next person, man. So I hold on just like everybody else. But back to the subject at hand. It was a close fight, the first fight with Kameda and the other guy, man. I mean, I ain't about to tell you about scorecard or whatever. I had it a draw damn near. So the Dirrell fight, he handled his business. He should have got the old guy out of there, but you know what I'm saying? I guess he trying to make sure he get his wins up or whatever, man. But he took care of it. I wish he'd have knocked him out, dude. But that'd look real good. Like, you know, fresh off a loss, he come back, get him a kill. Like, that'd have made a statement to me. And my man Georgie Porgy, man, dude out of control, man. Y'all gotta do something with that guy. And that, you know, so I like hearing him on the show, though. He be doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, say, bro, what's up with my intro, man? Y'all was finished mixing that down. What's up?
Well, we got it, but we got your number because for whatever reason the producer didn't put NO here, or I would have played it. It's here, but we need to shorten it too, though. I ain't lying. We still need to shorten. It was too long.
All right. That was down, man. But that's all I got, though, Nestor, bro, man. Y'all stay up, man. You know, another thing too, and that's why people be probably getting on you about the interview, bro. Man, sometimes you be in kill mood, man. Sometimes you hear somebody with a question, and they just be looking like, I'm Miguel Cotto. Like, you know, it's like they going another level zone, like they get defensive, you know. That sometimes you just let them make it, you know, here and there, but sometimes you ask some real hard questions, bro. So that's probably why people call in to see y'all let certain people make it on the show. But I think if you're doing your thing, though, bro. I mean, but that's all I got.
All right, I just don't get the whole Peter Quillen thing. Like, we've already obviously asked Peter Quillen about fighting Golovkin. We're intelligent enough to know that Peter Quillen Golovkin is probably not going to happen in the foreseeable future. So why waste my 15 minutes on a live show asking Quillen about things I already know the answer to? Is just stupid to me, you know. And I'm not saying that to NO, I'm just saying it in general because, again, nobody said nothing to me, thank God. I think that they were, coming at Vic because he's the Triple G, fan or what, like he's the Triple G supporter. But even still, like, he knows the answers. Like, even he knows, like, he doesn't, at this point, Ness and, Georgie is just disrespectful today. At this point, Triple G and Peter Quillen are not on the same level. So to ask, like there would, if you follow us at least, you know that Quillen was almost delusional with the Triple G topic. Remember, like it was a point where he was bigger than Triple G, so he felt he didn't need Triple G. Now the shoes have turned. Maybe that was a question, but what man is going to admit that he is not more popular? You know what I'm saying? When he's in his mind, and I'm throwing up air quotes, he's getting paid more, he's on a bigger stage. That's his mind, you know what I'm saying? But we, the fans, we know that. So, like, I don't get it, man. It's just a bunch of weirdos is what we got here. Right after Louisiana, right after NO, it's Corey from VA. What's up, Corey?
What's good, Ness? How the panel doing tonight, baby?
We good.
Yeah, man. All I gotta say is, man, niggas already hate. And niggas from Louisiana, I wasn't even talking about that Louisiana nigga. I was talking about Scorsese or whatever the hell that nigga name is. He the one that be jumping in line.
Scorsese,
So that other
Scorsese.
Louisiana nigga can suck a cock immediately.
Yo, but look, he wasn't sure either. He's saying because he's the only
But he's
Louisiana.
talking greasy to me.
No,
So anytime
come
you
on,
talk,
no, he not, no, he not. You gotta
catch it.
understand, he retaliating off of something you said. It's a misunderstanding, Corey. Let's just talk boxing.
But
Come on.
All right, look, let me talk boxing, man. I got this shit ready to go. So look, the McDonnell versus Japan dude, I picked McDonnell, so I'm good on that though. And on the Dirrell and the Dirrell Rubio fight, I picked Dirrell, so I'm good. I don't gotta have no crow. So back to what I was saying though. So this is what I really want to tell though. McDonnell, since he won, which I really didn't think he won, I think the Japan dude won. I think that McDonnell should face that dude from Japan, the real killer from Japan, the dude, the Nui or whatever, the monster. He needs to face him. Yeah, he's a killer, a real killer. He only like 7-8-0. He already took over the flyweight division, ain't it? What is it? It's flyweight, then it's flyweight, then it's McDonnell division, right?
Bantamweight.
No, there's a long way before 115 is he's talking about Chocolatico, I'm sure, and that's 115. McDonald's at 118, right?
I'm talking about a Nui. I'm talking about the dude, a Nui.
Okay.
That's junior bantam. I think that's junior bantam.
Is ducking right now. He's ducking him right now. This dude is a beast. But what is it? 115 then is
118, 115, 118, and 122, 126, 130, 135.
So I know all that, but I'm just saying, what weight division McDonnell in though?
He's at 118.
118.
He's 3 pounds above your Inui.
So they can fight. They can make that fight happen. That fight can happen. The dude Inui just won in the flyweight titles. He just looked that nigga up. He only like 9-0. He's a 2-3-time champion already. He's only 9-0. With like 8 KOs or something. The dude is a beast. Y'all need to look him up. He's a dude from Japan. He hurt his wrist like 2 months ago and had to pull out a fight he had coming up to defend his WBC championship or whatever. So but back to what I was saying though. So Georgie Porgy, you on some other shit tonight. I rock with you every night, man. But god damn, man. Tone it down, man. You piped up way too much. Damn, man. Turn that shit down. The volume ready to break with your ass, man. So yeah, so then the dude, I think Dirrell should fight Arthur Abraham next. I think they should fight next. You know what I'm saying? Who Arthur Abraham fighting coming up? Is he fighting anybody coming up, or is he free?
There's been a lot of talks of Arthur Abraham fighting Jesse Hart, so I think they're trying to do something with Top Rank over there to get Arthur Abraham fight. But listen, Corey, I'm going down the line, brother. Let me get to some other callers. I got someone in Baltimore. 443, you're up.
Yo, yes, what's up? This Slug, man.
Slug, yeah, it's been a long time. Yo, me and the producer was just talking about you the other day.
Yo,
what's going
I'm a
on?
New caller, so play my new caller.
Nah, you ain't no new caller, man. You ain't no new caller. You're a triple OG. Get out of here.
No, I just called to see what's up with you fellas, man. I need to catch up on my boxing a little more. Wanted to put a bug in y'all ear, say what's up. I'm listening, yo.
All right, Slug. Thanks for calling in, brother. It's been a long time, man. Stop being a stranger, man. Yo, Matt, check it out. Slug just called. That was funny, man. It's always good to hear you guys.
I know a amigo who will charge you zero and throw you a kilo. Woo! I bet in a week, bro, your pockets be stuffed like Chipotle burritos.
Hey, guys. I didn't watch the Kameda fight, but it was on. I just wasn't into that fight, man. It was on. My brother was watching it, but I was in the other room. I watched the Dirrell fight and Rubio, and I mean, yeah, it was a dominating performance, but I think that Dirrell showed a lot of flaws. The way that Rubio just cut the ring off every single time on Dirrell and had him against the ropes. I mean, let's not forget that Rubio is not even ranked top 10 160. This is a guy, okay, that everybody called a tomato can and a bum. Not even ranked top 10 160. Goes up to 168, fights the former lineal 168 pounder, and walks through everything that he has. So, you know, yeah, it was a dominating performance. I knew that was going to happen, but, you know, Dirrell did show a lot of flaws that a guy like Rubio can just cut up the reins on him and back up against the ropes like that. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of called in late. I'm not really sure what else you guys are talking about.
That's basically it. I mean, you covered all the bases, but let me ask you a question. Since that you thought that Rubio did a little bit better than you thought, do you think the Rubio was different in the ring with Golovkin than the Rubio that was in the ring with Dirrell, or is this just a testament to how bad you think Dirrell really is?
Well, I never said Dirrell is bad. Okay, I'm just basically saying that people are underestimating the middleweight division. Okay, because there's a guy in there that they hate. And this is the haters, and they're overblowing up the super middleweight division. Okay. Now, no, I don't think that it was a different Rubio. I think it was the same Rubio because if you actually look at the second round when Golovkin hit him with that uppercut, Rubio was pretty much out just from that one punch. So, you know, it didn't show me that this is a different Rubio. I mean, you know, one shot and he was pretty much already out of his feet against Golovkin. I just, you know, the way that he cut the ring off against Dirrell. I mean, what's going to happen when he faces someone that, you know, can actually go to the body and actually has better accuracy? You know, so I'm not saying that Dirrell's terrible. I'm just saying that people need to stop saying that everybody that, you know, Golovkin's facing is a tomato can, and stop overblowing the super middleweight division like these guys are like these killers. It's just not true.
That's a fair point, though. I agree with that. People do blow up that super middleweight division because there's more players there.
I mean, look, if you had, I bet even if when you had Dirrell against the ropes like that, and he was going to the body, you know what I mean? That would have been interesting. But, you know, it's just, I think it kind of lost some steam, honestly. Ever since Frost retired and Ward's been inactive, it's kind of like up in the air. You know what I mean? You got Chudinov right now. You got, well, you have a new player, Bobby Jack, and I mean, people never even thought Bobby Jack was going to be where he is right now. You know what I mean? So like, super middleweight, it's like out in the open. I mean, I wouldn't say like it's got these like, you know, super talented players. It's like way ahead of the middleweight division. You know,
I wouldn't say it's way ahead of the middleweight division, but I think that there's more people at the top. I mean, you got James DeGale, like you said. I think you said anyway. You got George Groves. I think there's more fighters at super middleweight division that can challenge each other than there are at the middleweight division. But I do see exactly what you're talking about, because I personally did not think that this fight even made Dirrell look good at all. I mean, because like you said, I feel that this was the same Rubio that was in there with Golovkin, and Golovkin got him out there quick. So I think this talks to me about how maybe Dirrell doesn't take fights serious, possibly, but at the same time, I still think I'm back on that bandwagon. I'm telling you right now, boom, boom, beating my drum. Martin Murray gives all these fools at 168 issues. Go back, go watch that fight.
168 is definitely a better division in terms of competition, but you're right. Dirrell didn't do, like, this was a sidestep, dude. Like, you know, there's a lot of guys that complain that Heyman gives these guys these in-between fights. So in these in-between fights, you're meant to look good, not get knocked down by Aaron Martinez, not go 10 rounds with Rubio, you know? You're meant to get a soft touch to sharpen up. Like, I mean, you know, and then you're doing backflips. I mean, this just, I mean, the whole performance upset me. And again, I guess I'm being a nitpicker too. I am saying this, so please, when you talk about me, just think about everything that I said. I am maybe being a nitpicker because he did look good. He did do things right. But, you know, he didn't excite me to want to watch him. Like, I didn't see that and say, oh, man, he could definitely be, you know, George Groves or Badu Jack, or, man, oh, shit, he's ready for Ward. Like, no, nothing of that. You know, it's like, yo, get him another Rubio type of fight. Houston, Texas, 281, you're up. Who's this? Houston, Texas, 281, you're up. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, sir, 281?
Yeah, she's a first-time caller.
All right, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Hey, the fastest, the coolest, the shiniest, Mr. Lance, man. Hey, Ness, I got a question for you, man. I'm a 20-year-old kid, man. Just got into boxing. Actually, you guys made me start wanting to be a hardcore fan. You know, I've always did Floyd fights with my dad growing up. The first one I watched was Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd, and I think I've watched every fight since that. But today is a fight that I want to talk about was not the McDonnell fight. I really not want to talk about the Dirrell fight, but the McDonnell fight. I watched it with my family and my girl. Just watched it without any commentators at all, and I just sat and watched it. And I thought the other guy from Japan was really scoring the better shots. And I'm starting to be a hardcore. Well, working on starting to be a hardcore fan, and stuff like those fights make me just like want to know, like, didn't he score the more positive blows, the stronger hits in that fight? And is it boxing, or I just got to be like a fan, or is it just the way it is? Because I was kind of confused and like, man, the guy, he did everything. It seemed everything right in the 12th round. I get the knockdown, but I really don't think he got knocked down. I think he was just out of place and got hit and he fell.
Man, you know. Excuse me. You know, this is a very subjective sport, and I get what you're saying. You know, being a new fan to the sport, you know, how do you invest into something where you see a guy in your mind clearly winning, and then the cards are red and the score goes the opposite way? There's really no answer, man. I mean, obviously this is not. It's a niche sport for that reason. And I guess it really only boils down to how you feel when watching it. You see, what I seen Kameda do, that's what I like. But scoring is just like that. It's subjective. It's what that judge likes. You know, there could be a judge that likes a Ruslan style and the Margarito style. And there's a guy that likes the Pacquiao style because it's, a bunch of punches. And Leo Santa Cruz throws a lot, so they like that. There's people that like counter punches, The difference between Mayweather and a lot of those guys is his wins are definitive because he's doing the counter punching, but he's also evading the shots. So he ends up landing more, and his opponent doesn't land on him. And it's very hard to steal a fight from a guy that isn't being hit. There's highlight reels of this guy dipping away from shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's subjective, man. I really don't know any advice. James, what about you? I mean, I think it's like a drug, dude. You're either hooked on it or you're not. I wish there was like a better answer to entice, young boxing fans into the sport, but you just gotta love it, I guess.
I mean, I think his question was, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think his question was more almost what he missed because the judges were so far off with it. So, I mean, with that said, I mean, like when I look at a fight and I see these fighters, I hit the reset button every round. I always look to see what they did before that, and then you judge that round. And I break the round up into three parts: first minute, second minute, third minute. I always keep a running tally in my head: who won the first minute, who won the second minute, and going into that third minute, if 1 and 2, kind of started to, be really close, it is going to come down to who won that third minute. And if Jamie McDonnell won the first 2 minutes, it's real. You got to do something special in those last rounds, not just one flurry to pull it off. I think what the judges did see is the same thing that I did. There's a lot of punches that Kameda was throwing that were blocked that sounded really well. They sounded like they connected. Maybe, Jamie McDonnell had to kind of, take a step to the side to keep his balance. But I saw a lot of these punches being blocked. There wasn't a time that I was like, when I had him losing, I don't even know how I'm trying to say it, but what I'm saying is I think what happened was with these judges, they saw something that different than what you did. And people always ask me, how do you score a fight? Because it's so subjective, you have the 4 general criteria and stick to that, whatever that means to you. We don't go to judging school like all these other guys do. We don't sit down. This is how it is. I mean, what Ness says, even the biggest writers in the sport, Dan Raphael, never even went through it. So with that said, go with your gut, go with your opinion, and stand by that shit. If you think we're wrong, then we're wrong. That's what's so beautiful about this. That's what's beautiful about the forums that we have, is that we're able to argue about this. There isn't that kind of criteria. If you think he won, stand by it. And also open your mind up to see other little things out there that are, look, look at the fight in the sense of a judge, not just by the sounds of what the gloves are doing. Look where the punches are landing, how they're moving, and everything. Look at the complete picture. Don't look for just punches landed. Look for how he's backing up and why he's doing it the way he is, and see if it's a strategy. So I do take strategy into account when it comes to certain things. You know, with people saying Dirrell got trapped against the ropes against Rubio, I saw a man that brought himself to the ropes because he wanted Rubio to come forward so he could counterpunch him more. So there is that strategic thing involved, but this is something that I think you will learn. If you said your first fight was Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, I mean, you've been watching this sport a lot longer than a lot of people that have been calling into this show. All I got to keep saying is just stand by your shit. Just watch it the way you watched it. If you have a good argument for it, stand by it, man. That's why I love arguments. I think they're beautiful. That's it.
All right. Let me see. I hope that answered your question, 281. Devin, what's going on, brother? All right. 409, you're up.
Yo, that's me, JD.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I'm coming off of Bluetooth now, and I want to chime in on that question. Good one. That was a good way to answer that, James. You did the best. But what I would add to that question was, I would say, us hardcores, like, I don't know, a lot of us might have seen fights to where we'd be like, well, this guy won, that guy won. Example, throw one out there. Man, help me out, man. Throw me out there. A robbery out there where we all know.
Williams, Laura.
Okay, good one. I was gonna say Garcia Herrera. We all know Herrera won that fight, so we just gotta go off of what we saw. You know what I mean? So regardless, at the end of the day, that fight that I saw today, Kameda clearly won. He won. I scored it 8-3 with one swing round. One swing round that could have went either way. The only thing that I could see the judges seeing in McDonald's favor is that he was just coming forward the whole night. So sometimes that can make it look like, this person was bringing the fight. But I don't know, man. Kameda was landing the more cleaner shots. But I got a different question, man. Like, what is the worst mismatch of 2015 so far? And I love PBC. I'm an Al Heyman supporter. I'm a fan of all these promoters this year. This is like the best boxing year. But I gotta say, man, that was one of the, on paper and live, it was one of the worst mismatches I've seen in 2015. JoJo Dan, Kell Brook aside, that was one of the worst ones.
Which fight?
He's asking you what you think is the worst mismatch.
Yeah, I'm
man.
Dirrell.
I don't know. I don't know because I'm not a fucking masochist. I mean, you guys are like bitches, man. I'm not worried about what's bad. I'm trying to remember what's good. Like, what type of life do y'all live that y'all remind yourself about what's bad? Like, you and Georgie, go start a cult, man. I mean, where do y'all live at for real? Who has time to? No, because I don't get it. That's like eating something, trying it, and it's not good, and you keep buying it. Like, why you wasting your money? Why you eating that?
No. Did I not say that I'm a supporter of
I hear what you're saying. It's not about listen, it's not about PBC, but I'm just saying in general, which sane person remembers bad shit? Isn't that like a memory you try?
I think you're
remembers that their girlfriend left him. Why do I care about the worst fights of this year?
Because he's asking you the question. If I had to answer, I think it's probably anybody that's Donna Stevenson for. He's looking for an answer.
I don't even remember. You're gonna have to make me a list. Why would
anyone Adonis Stevenson fought this year is probably the worst mismatch. Maybe not Saki Obika, I guess, if that was this year.
I don't even know. I mean, you gotta tell me.
I would say Kell Brook, JoJo Dan. Me.
Well, you said that you said that with that aside. Without that, what's your answer then? You're asking Nas. You said without JoJo Dan and Kell Brook. Who else do you think is? Because there's plenty of them. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Well, shit. Well, I got one coming up. I believe the Peter Quillen. That might be the worst of 2015. But to stick to the positive, my best card this year, on paper and live, it might have been shit. I don't know. I got to think about that one.
Carlos Molina versus Deontay Wilder was pretty heinous.
Put it and give y'all my answer.
I thought Deontay Wilder and Carlos Molina was pretty bad.
Best and worst cards of 2015.
I don't even. I need a list. I don't even remember the bad cards, like all of them. Like, I mean, fuck.
Dude, you should have a best card on hand, on deck right now, which I don't either. But you should have. I mean, it's simple. That's a simple
I don't even have a best. It was too many good ones this year so far, and it's not even over. I mean,
you're right.
I think Matisse Ruslan happen this year.
Yep.
I like that. I like Daniel Jacobs more.
There was a lot of 50-50 fights this year. Broner Porter, Garcia, Lamont Peterson, that all happened this year. Thurman Porter was this year. There was a lot.
You know what?
Thurman Collazo.
You just gave me a good one. That was my favorite card this year. Garcia, Peterson. I love that fight. I love that card. Those two of my favorite fighters, by the way. But that's all I got, man. Shout out to Gamboa.
Yo, you seen that footage on the All Access Berto 2? Gamboa in there, but they didn't show him much of him sparring. But I hope someone resurrects his career and lets him fight at his right weight. Wasn't there a rumor of him fighting like at 130 with somebody or 35?
Yeah, he was talking about moving his ass back down. That's what he should do after the loss to Terrence Crawford, but we'll see. I don't know. That boy gets himself cornered, and he just goes non-existent for a while. It was the Brandon Rios fiasco, went non-existent, moved his ass up in weight, looked bad. Then he got knocked out by Crawford, went back to non-existence. Dude needs to get off the fact that he was a good Olympic gold medalist, and that was it. He can't live off that forever.
Yeah, let me see. I think this is Suleiman. 718, you're up.
How you doing, Ness?
What's up, brother? You got a lot of background noise. Can you address it?
Hear me now?
All right.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, check this out, man. Well, this year it's been an okay year, but this year is evident, man, that they're playing one heavyweight right now that's being played. He's not fighting no top heavyweights. They're not giving him a chance. And I hope that after this year's over, they start giving him an opportunity. I mean, to prove himself, because they're putting guys like Anthony Dirrell, all these washed-up heavyweights to fight, and they're paying them very well, like Chris Aviola and all that, but they're not putting Amir Mansour in there or another top heavyweights at all. I mean, he beat Joey, right, on points, and that was a pretty good fight, and they haven't given him anything in return after that win. So, I would like to see this year coming up, or at the end of this year, Amir Mansour get what he deserves, at least a regional belt, at least a number one ranking, and any other sanction body. Because everybody's talking about bad fights, but they're not also talking about the opportunity. They've got to give these heavyweights opportunities to prove themselves in there. They're giving Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings don't want to fight, so why they don't give that fight to Amir Mansour? You know what I'm saying?
You're making a lot of sense, Suleiman.
Because he's 42 years old.
But he's still winning.
What does the age matter? What does the age matter? You got all the heavyweights. You got heavyweights that's been
Yo, he needs to sign, man. He needs a real deal, Suleiman. Until he gets a real promoter, he's not gonna get a real fight. I don't understand. Listen, I don't get it.
Sign him up?
I don't get it. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't get it? What do you mean you don't get it?
I don't know why he doesn't sign
him up.
I don't
know
why.
All these washed up heavyweights like Chris Aviola. Chris Aviola looks like a black pig in there. He looks like a bloated whale. And everybody's giving him props, but then Amir Mansour comes in top physical shape, fights the best opponent, uses the best technique, uses all kind of angles, and everybody's giving him a song and dance. You know what I'm saying? And then they say, I don't get it. What do you mean you don't get it? I him is to start signing up real high-quality heavyweights and put them in with Deontay Wilder and all these other heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? The heavyweight division, he could light it up right now, and he's not doing that. Well, you guys have a good day, and You have a good night also. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Man, I really don't know why they haven't signed him. It's just kind of weird to me too. 651, you're up. 651.
Oh, 651. I thought you said 751 the first time, but this is BJ calling from Minnesota.
What's up, BJ?
Oh, not a thing, man, not a thing. I want to say what up to Robbie, Mr. Rocket, what's up? Casual. So I'm glad you're back on. I know you weren't on for a little bit when I was calling, so it's up to you. And I don't understand it neither. Why a lot of these cats is talking about the bad in boxing. I mean, we get enough bad as it is. We get enough people already trying to downplay the sport and trying to talk negatively about the sport anyway. I don't understand why its fans is talking negatively about the sport. I mean, we've already gotten what was the so-called super fight of Mayweather-Pacquiao, and now we're about to get Cotto and Canelo, which is the second biggest fight. So that's happening later. Golovkin's finally going on pay-per-view. I mean, you can say what you want about that, but that's happening. And then we got Mares and Leo Santa Cruz, a fight that we didn't foresee happening in the near future. We got that. We got Broner versus Porter. So we've gotten a lot of good fights this year. I mean, I can honestly say it was better than the previous year. I honestly say that. So I say as fans and especially us hardcore fans, we need to just stick to what the ups is in the boxing world instead of the downs. But to the Dirrell fight, I can honestly say that, yes, he could have gotten him out earlier. I don't know if he was just, playing the typical, style that they were playing as him and Andre had usually practiced, but usually Andre is the more of the boxer type, and Anthony is the more of the, as he calls himself, the dog. He comes forward a little more. But he could have gotten him out earlier in the fight, and I think that that's something where if he wants to come back as the champ, he has to look better than that in tune-up fights, or they're supposed to be tune-up fights. But and also to Georgie, man, I don't know what's wrong with him. He needs some Bozak or something. I was cracking up the entire time while he was talking, but he needs a Bozak or something. Somebody to give him a hug or something.
Yo, but Georgie wouldn't be nearly as entertaining if he didn't call in screaming like that. So I'll give it to him, man. Every time he calls in, I'm always laughing.
Hey, 651, man, thank you for calling in, man. Yeah, I don't know. Look, and I tried to give Georgie chances. I even told him to call back to see could he keep it together. But we got a couple of headlines, and we can finally get up out of here, James. We got 9:18, so we're coming up on about 2.5 hours. Couple of things. Rios Bradley, that's a done deal, and that's a good fight, I guess, for what is available on that side of the spectrum. I kind of wanted to see Kell Brook Rios just to see another little Kell Brook fight versus someone competitive, but this is what we got over here at Top Rank. We knew we would get some version of this because they don't have many welterweights. I mean, but it's a decent fight. I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Hell yeah, we're going to watch it because I love that fight too. I mean, I don't think it's a done deal yet. I think it's basically as close as it needs to be without actually being signed. But, this is why I love Tim Bradley as a fighter. I mean, take a look back through his resume. Is there anyone at 147 not named Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao or even Pacquiao I guess I wouldn't say, but that has a stronger resume than this man? He fights like killers after killers. He doesn't care if you're a brawler, boxer, whatever. He still fights you. I can't wait for this fight because, I mean, I do think that,
fights up and comings.
Hell yeah.
He fought Luis Carlos Abreu a long time ago.
Yep. And then, what was his last fight? Joel Casamayor, you can actually say you didn't think was a good fight. So, I mean, we've seen Bradley kind of slide into this action fighter, and if you put him in there with someone like Rios that's going to be there in your chest the entire night, he's going to have no choice but to actually fight. And I can't wait for that fight. I think that if this gets signed, it's going to be one of the top most anticipated for me all year for me. But I'm excited about the fight. I'm glad that it is because I'd rather Tim Bradley versus Brandon Rios as far as I think entertainment value than Kell Brook versus Brandon Rios.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't mind this fight. I can't wait for it. I hope it does happen because again, I understand that there's not much that could take place over there. You know, I mean, we got Bradley versus Vargas. Uh, this is better than that. So, I probably would like to see Bradley. Hopefully Chavez. Well, Chavez is already tied up with Brooke, but because I don't like that Bradley has that blemish, which I thought he was winning that fight. I thought he won that fight. I think it was clear to me that he was winning that fight, but whatever. Tyson Fury says he's gonna retire Klitschko. Yeah, I expect the 6'9" guy to say something like this. Ever since he stepped on the scene, he's always been very blunt, forward, honest. But now, talking is done. This is a true heavyweight that he's facing. Nothing that he's faced up until now has prepared him for Vladimir Klitschko. I'm sorry, but I am very interested in this fight. It's creeping up on us too. Doesn't this happen in October?
Yeah, it's soon, but I think you got the quote wrong, brother. He said he'll retire if he doesn't knock out Vladimir Klitschko. He said Klitschko is getting knocked out. He's never fought anyone like me. He's never fought anyone like me. He's never seen or been in the ring with someone like me. I'm 6'9", who can move in the ring. So
you should have let me misquote him because now he's a loony. Who's he knocked out?
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem is because I don't feel that Tyson Fury is gonna win this fight. One, I think it's stupid because if you do stand by your shit, you're a good heavyweight that just lost to the top, and now you're gonna quit the fucking sport because you lost to the best fighter in the heavyweight division. And two, when I think he loses, there's no way he's actually gonna retire. If he does knock out Klitschko, then he's Babe Ruth pointing his little shot and then hits the home run, but. I hate statements like this because you're not going to back it up. You know you're not going to back it up if you lose, so stop your nonsense.
All right, so wrapping this up, Tuesday, September 8th, Fox Sports Deportes is going to have Austin Trout versus Joey Hernandez in a 10-round junior middleweight fight. On the undercard is going to be Jorge Larva versus Jesus Rojas. I don't think I know any one of these guys. Jorge Lara and Jesus Rojas. Maybe Jesus Rojas, but 10-round featherweight fight. On the undercard is the guy he's been on the up and up. Hamed Ebalabi. You guys have seen him, and whatever. We'll hear how they pronounce it come fight night. But he's going to be taking on Fabiano Pena, and Alexis Santiago is going to be fighting Fernando. Man, these guys.
Lumacara. I don't know. If anyone wants to watch that Alexis Santiago fight, be sure to tune in because he's a Phoenix fighter. He's also signed to the TMT. That's the Beaver. So he's an exciting little fighter. Yo, he's full-blown TMT now, brother. Yep. He's training up there in Las Vegas and everything. So they see something. He's a good, exciting fighter. He always goes in there. He doesn't have the biggest pop, but the dude definitely knows how to scrap. So
that's crazy. Remember we had him on the show a long time ago, the Beaver.
Yep.
Thursday's going to be an untelevised fight with Zab Judah making his return. Like we told you guys, he signed to Greg Cohen Promotions.
What are your thoughts on Zab Judah taking a fight off TV like that? I kind of like it. I like that
He shows that he knows what position he's in.
Exactly. I like that. I like that he's willing to take a fight to kind of reestablish himself, too. I like that.
And he's done this before. He really rode this last comeback as far as he could take it. Because remember, he had to rebuild when he was with Main Events. That wasn't new Zab Judah. That was rebuilding Zab Judah. And that Main Events, all those little wins with Vernon Paris and stuff, jumped him into the Amir Khan fight and then the Danny fights and the Paulie fights. So now he's been losing consistently. So he's got to, in order to be relevant, you got to somehow win. Funny thing about this card is Amanda Serrano is going to be on the undercard in a female lightweight fight. Friday, we also got more fights out in Toronto, Canada. PBC on Spike is going to be Adonis Stevens taking on Tommy Carpensi. Last seen him beating, Chad Dawson in Connecticut. This is going to be a 12-round light heavyweight fight for Adonis Stevens' WBC light heavyweight title. Earl Spence versus Van Heerden is going to be on this undercard, and this is a fight that we should watch. This is definitely a step up for Spence, but I'm pretty sure he's not. I mean, we might as well make our picks today too. I mean, there's no showing between now and Tuesday, so and then Thursday we could, I guess, recap this. or maybe
Well,
do
that's
a collab.
Friday. Those are Friday, so we could pick the Austin Trout fights today, but we're going to go straight down the line, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn. So, we won't even talk about Fridays because Fridays we'll talk about it on Thursday. But, Errol Spence, that's a fight that you guys should be checking out for. And remember to bookmark the Amazon.ThaBoxingVoice.com link. It's definitely going to help out, and we need that help over here to keep these lights on and keep these shows going. I am your host, NesGTO. Find me on Twitter at NesGTO. And remember to use the hashtag TBV podcast if you want any tweets mentioned or if you want just to express your opinions on the show post-show, when you're listening on a podcast. James.
At Jameson Rocket. Don't forget to check back at the Boxing Voice /shirts or store to make sure you get everything. We also sell, if you follow us on Instagram at The Boxing Voice, you also see that we make graphics and Twitter as well. That from time to time we have sales. We just had a sale with T-shirts, so bring them on. Everyone, I want you to take a look, add us as friends, whatever. Do what you got to do, but keep a lookout for those coupons because they're good. 15, 25% off sometimes. So.
I want to say this. There's no buzz for this Mayweather fight.
Zero whatsoever. Even for me. I can't speak for other people, but I'm not even watching the All Accesses because they're just so slipped from my mind. I only see when they're on because I'm going to Ray Donovan and I'm like, all right, let's see. Oh shit, that did just air. I don't even see commercials like you typically do on YouTube or on the side of your box rec for this fight, man. It's crazy.
I wanted to kind of do a review because people have always said they were tired of Mayweather's All Access, and Beeb, I remember him saying, there's only so much we could take. And I'm at that point now. I'm at that point where I need something else. Like, yesterday was a wake-up call. I was watching the episode, and he drove into the parking lot with, 30 cars. But you could only drive one. Yep. Like, every time you do All Access, you're going to bring out your cars and show off your car like that. Now I'm tired. Like, it would have been good if this All Access was focused around the $5 million car. That's the one you pull up to Mayweather Boxing Club. That's the one we see you driving in. But to keep showing me the other fucking 20 for what? Nobody even cares. It's not even him driving. It's like a fake Las Vegas parade. Like, how vain are you? What's wrong with that dude? That's another person that needs a fucking reality check. Let me tell you something, all right? All he talks about is money. Like, that's it. Nothing else matters. Nothing else. It's just crazy. The fact that he said Berto's getting $4 million pissed me off. And I'm sorry. It shouldn't piss me off. I know it. But I was like, $4 million? You gave him more than Guerrero.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And Guerrero beat him.
That's crazy, dude. Listen, this has been your show. This is the Jamie McDonnell-Toki Kameda. Actually, let me give this guy one more time because I don't want you guys, I take your words literal, and you guys are really mean. So I'm going to give him one more shot. We waiting on you, bro.
Who, on me?
Who else?
All right, you better put me on. This is why this is the best show, because people can express their opinion. I just want this to be fair, people. I just want to take 5 seconds to let the people know in the chat that we need a champ based on wins. Everybody cannot be having the same time here without wins. This is a crow fest. I'm winning. Every time I pick wins, let's review the tapes. I'm going to tell you the last time I ate crow. I'm going to make a little tape for you. Evidence. And base comments about who's winning. Can we do that? Is that civilized enough?
That is civilized enough. Now, since you're talking civilized, can we ask you your opinion on the fights? Because you never said that.
Like I told you, pick up this thing like last week, man. This is so set up. That Chinese, Japanese dude, the numbers show that these people don't care about that. If that's not making money, it's not going to happen.
But, Georgie.
These dudes, they breaking that dude's career. They breaking that dude's heart, bro. That's what they doing.
But, Georgie, if it was set up.
Won the first time. You pick him to win the first time. I already saw winning the second time. How many of these scumbags got to continue, people?
Yeah, but, Georgie,
and then we're going to come here 3 months from now that we got to check out the rankings and try to make some sense.
Georgie,
that's what we ended up at.
Georgie, listen to me, man. Damn, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Listen, you said that it is that it's preordained that these fights we know that. Okay, but slow down, man. Slow down. Kameda is signed to PBC and Heyman, not McDonnell.
Don't matter. That's a sacrificial lamb. These things don't matter. This is why we all are gonna keep winning. Every time you asking who's winning, I already see the lineup. This nigga got down the pipe coming. You don't think I don't see that lineup? You gotta tell Robbie after he crawled out of his roll fucking hole, the rat hole that he lives on. When I Heyman give you some cheese, tell him to come and see me, cause I'm gonna cost this nigga money. I'm gonna tell this fed up bullshit mask making shit that he got coming down the pipe. I'm gonna win every time.
All right,
what you guys gonna say?
All right, man. We'll you keep picking them. You want to make your Trout pick right now?
Yeah, Trout gonna win. There's not even a competition. I'll be telling you.
But give me your pick, bro. Man, this dude is aggravating. You aggravating, bro. I can't deal with you. Damn, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm starting to not care how many people like you, though. We can't even have a fucking conversation. Like, what is wrong with you, man? He don't even hear me. I just want your picks, though. That's all I wanted, but I don't want him no more. That has been your show. We gave you some crazy on the way out, man. Good night.